And we're popping the dog on Wednesday night again. It's the Below the Belt Wrestling Show. Papa Dog, as always. And we're doing remotely again. So my digital partner this week.
Dr. Pepper, as always. Sam here. Yeah, we are doing virtual this week. We may have to do virtual next week. We don't know. We're going to keep an update on that one. Some stuff going on. So stick with us if we have some technical difficulties. Also, if you're in the chat already, this episode might say something about Nia's hole on it. We realized we didn't update it from last week, so we could talk about Nia's asshole more. I mean, people seem to like it.
Yeah.
Just to make
still relevant.
I think it'll be relevant for a long time. It'll definitely be relevant longer than anything else we talk about this week.
Hey,
what's up, Josh?
So let's give a shout out. It's Juggalo Day.
Oh, fuck you.
To the future WWE Hall of Famers.
Fuck yeah.
Shaggy Two Dope and Violent J. Let's go. Hey, Rush Limbaugh died today, okay? And it's Juggalo Day. So something's happening there, Sam. There's a correlation.
In your brain. What's up, Lloyd?
Hey, what's up, Lloyd? It's a happy day. They released a new EP. They're gonna have another JCW event this month. It's good times all around.
Super Mario Golf got announced today, so I'm happy.
Dude, what's up with President Biden? He uses Luigi.
I mean, I do too.
What?
So it's fine.
Wow.
I know.
Waluigi?
Controversial takes on the Below the Belt Wrestling Show about video games.
I haven't even gotten to wrestling yet.
So yeah, guys, it is going to be a virtual episode. Obviously, we're missing Brett. He's been having some things going on. We may be back to regular next week. We don't know. So stick with us. If you're on the podcast, not much is going to change. But if you're doing the live the live version, yeah, it's obviously a little bit lower quality, and stick with us.
Yeah. But you can see our beautiful logo in the corner.
You do get to see our beautiful logo.
It's a great logo.
Yep. So, yeah. Anyway, and not my kitchen. Like they complained about last week. Fucking assholes.
And I'm wearing white to show off that I'm not scrubby looking.
I don't care. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
let's get into it.
Yeah. So this week, obviously, the biggest thing we're going to be talking about is TakeOver. It was the biggest thing that happened this week in wrestling. Yep. But at the top of the show, we always like to talk about what's the internet wrestling community is talking about these days. Ryan, you always compile a list of some talking points of things that are going on. So what are people talking about right now?
Number one, NXT's second show, NXT Evolve. So, third show, fifth show. There's so many goddamn NXTs. I mean, do they really fucking matter?
I mean, there's NXT and there's NXT UK, and now there's going to be what is supposed to be NXT Evolve, ran by Gabe Sapolsky, who used to run Evolve. So, my question is it going to be on? Is it going to be on the network? Is it going to be a televised thing? Or is this going back to like OVW, FCW, like just kind of having a very small, indie that they basically run to like get guys used to working in front of people?
I really think it's just going to be network based. It'll probably just be just like how Evolve was on the indies. If it's produced the way that Evolve was, like in a smaller, like setting, like when they do shows in New York, I'm here for it. But I mean, do we have that much time to invest in more pro wrestling?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, I'm not going to watch it. Evolve was fucking terrible anyway. Like, I mean, yeah, it had like a shining moment or two where it had like they had some good stars, but like as far as the quality of the shit that they were putting out, I never saw anything that was like really worth watching.
Yeah, basically, Evolve even became like a breeding ground and farming system for NXT before they even became official with WWE. Before they were even on the network, they were like a farming ground for them.
Yeah, and I'm totally like, I mean, I'm all for, and I think it is very beneficial to have that like OVW style thing where like, hey, we have a thing, we work 4 towns, you know, and we let you wrestle in front of, you know, 150 people once a week to just get you used to it. I'm all for that. I don't really, but if you put it on the network, I'm not going to fucking watch it. And also, I don't want to watch it because those are going to be, you know, people who get to NXT are sometimes so underdeveloped already that, like, imagine being more underdeveloped than that. Like, you know, I don't need to see that because then my brain's going to identify that wrestler that I've now seen, and they may have had a chance to actually make an impact, you know, when they made it to the real NXT.
Well, my whole thing is are they still going to be indie-fied in NXT Evolve? Or are they just going to wrestle the same exact style as NXT? Because if they're going to wrestle the same exact style as NXT, why do I need an NXT Evolve? It's the same goddamn thing.
I mean, I'm with you. Like I said, it doesn't really matter what product they put out right now. They could call it Crazy Super Fun Time Exploding Butthole like episode. Like there's too much content. There's too much content for WWE. I don't like sometimes watching just the shit for this show is too much for me, you know? Like there's some times where wrestling just sucks and WWE isn't none, let me rephrase that. No company right now from top to bottom is putting out what I would call stellar shit. Understandably so, you know, with the pandemic. But like WWE, on the other hand, is like, let's do even more. Let's make more shows like of subpar, sometimes okay crap. How about not like more subpar crap is not like quality over quantity is what I would like to see at this point. And WWE is doing the opposite.
Sam, who is the politician that Dave Chappelle made fun of with the Byaw?
Oh, I don't fucking remember his name. The only thing I remember about him is Byaw!
We're going to go to the White House. Byaw! Well, that's pretty much what they're doing in WWE. We're going to go to the UK. Byaw! We're going to go to India. Byaw! We're going to give you more indie NXT wrestling in America. Byaw! We're going to get to Mexico. Byaw! Japan. Byaw! And yeah, we still have 205.
Yeah, I mean, some of those make total sense to me. Like, I get having the other countries, like NXT India, NXT, when they're supposedly we're going to do Japan, but I think that's not happening now. But Mexico is probably happening. Like, that makes sense to me because those are markets, especially India, that are like totally underserviced. But like, I'm not going to watch it. Like, but I understand that there's, you know, a billion people in India that will probably watch it, so that makes sense.
The Maharaja pulled in 20 million views.
Fucking A. There you go.
He's big in India, but he's Canadian.
It's like Butch Reed, he's big in Florida. Yeah, I don't know. Here's the deal. In the long run, it isn't going to affect me because I'm not watching it. I don't care. Like, it's too much. Like, if I could just axe it down, draw SmackDown NXT, I'd be totally fine.
Dynamite.
I would rather, and Dynamite. I mean, like I'm saying for WWE's product, I would rather they just take NXT UK and just fucking merge it with NXT because, I don't want to watch it's two versions of the same thing. Like, I don't feel like watching 4 hours of the same shit.
It's gonna be that goddamn Spider-Man meme.
Exactly. It's exactly what it is.
They're gonna be pointing at each other.
And now Impact's over there, and they got a second show, but like theirs is totally like fine. But
it's within their own product. It's
Yeah,
not like they're branching out and bringing in new talent just for that show.
Yeah, and here's the deal. Like for me, Impact, I enjoy Impact for what it is, but it's also like, it's like in a NASCAR race, it's the horse and carriage in a NASCAR race. Like it's just there because you're like, ooh, good for you. It's fun to see you doing something, but realistically, it's not doing shit. Like it's surviving. That's what it's doing. Is it thriving? Fuck no.
And an Impact show, it's going to be a recap show with maybe one or two extra matches to further storyline or get somebody on TV so they can talk shit on the mic after beating up a jobber. And that's it, which is fine, which is all you need for your second show.
Yeah, I agree.
But, yeah. Lloyd said that they have belts and a logo. Yeah, I seen the logo already for NXT Evolve. I haven't seen the title, but I'm just going to imagine they're going to bring in the titles from Evolve. Why make new goddamn titles unless you just want to slap a fucking WWE bumper sticker on it?
That's exactly what they're gonna do. Is they're gonna put WWE on there so that if it becomes popular, they can sell it, which is smart. But yeah. Okay. So Evolve is coming.
Yep.
Well, just like winter was coming, I ain't gonna watch this shit either.
I don't think anybody cares.
What else is going on, Ryan? What else you got?
Kejimoto won the GHC World Title in Pro Wrestling Noah at the ripe old age of 58.
For people that are stupid, who is Kejimoto?
The Great Muta.
Thank you. There are people out there, I'm sure, that don't know that that's his real name.
And they're like, huh? What's GHC?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I had to scratch my head at GHC because I was like, so yes, Muta won their heavyweight championship, Noah's heavyweight championship, but like Noah's kind of the Impact of Japan. Noah is nowhere near like New Japan's level, and so he didn't win like this super prestigious title anymore. Like but it's still cool. Yeah, I have no problem. I mean, and then people were bitching like, oh well, how would you be okay with that, but not be okay with Sting being into whatever and blah blah blah. Because here's the deal, I don't care because I don't watch it. Like,
yeah, but once again, he was still active before his 2 fucking knee surgeries for knee reconstructions. It's not like he left.
He's been active.
Comes back once every 4 months. Gets a fucking title out of nowhere.
He's been steadily active for the last forever. Like, not consistent, but like at least a couple times a year. I mean, wasn't he at Janela's spring break?
I think he was.
No, he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be, and then fucking what's his face dicked him over.
Who?
His translator. God damn it, Sonny Ono.
Really?
Yeah, that was the report that something happened because Sonny Ono does all his bookings, all of Muta's bookings. He has for years apparently. And if I recall, Lloyd, you have an encyclopedic knowledge of this kind of shit. If I recall, there was something weird where he kind of dicked over GCW for like wanting more money or something, and it ended up falling through.
Yeah, because I know he was wrestling for PCW over in Southern California a lot, where we're like Hammerstone, Jacob Fatu, they wrestle there all the time. It was kind of like the West Coast MLW. But yeah, no, this rounds out Muta's, kind of new Triple Crown. The third major company like ECW. Yeah, personally, I would put them above All Japan as far as work rate goes and notoriety nowadays. But that's just over here because you got to think Eddie Edwards held that title like 2 years ago, and he was defending it on Impact. But yeah, no.
Speaking of Impact, Muta has already said he's going to defend the title on Impact. So
Yeah, he wants to.
I mean, that's interesting. I mean, first of all, he's got to figure out a way to get over here, but yeah. So that'll be interesting. It's kind of weird to me that he called out Impact and not AEW. WWE wasn't going to do nothing with him, but you would have thought that he would have been more interested in the bigger product. But I mean, fuck it, payday's a payday.
Yeah. And with this talents exchange, maybe it's just going to be on Impact, but maybe it's going to be a guy from AEW. Or maybe Nick Aldis is going to come in and take on the Great Muta. There's a lot of fucking possibilities that can go on there. So we'll see. But yeah, people bitching about the Great Muta winning this title. I don't know what to tell you. If WWE did this, you guys would be complaining. The way WWE does it, though, is the part that we bitch about. Like, if Goldberg came back to wrestling and he wrestled a full fucking year, earned the goddamn title shot, and then won it, I ain't going to be mad at it. Because he's earned it. He's been active.
Kind of like what Edge is doing right now.
Yeah.
Like, Edge is coming back. He's on wrestling every week, and yeah. I get you. Yeah, I mean, I just don't care because it's not going to affect me. I'll watch whatever he does in Impact if that becomes a thing. I'll probably check that out. But outside of that, it's not like I'm going to fucking watch Noah. Jesus Christ, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Hey, that's where it's a breeding ground. That's where Kenta came from originally.
Well, dude, now you're giving me reasons not to watch it. Yeah, Muta worked an Impact show about a year ago as Tommy Dreamer's partner. Yeah, so Muta obviously likes Impact, so he's got a history there.
Yeah.
What else we got going on, Ryan?
Teddy Hart got arrested again today.
Oh, who would have fucking guessed that?
Maybe late last night, but it came to fruition this morning on the internet.
My favorite thing about it is that somebody started a Twitter page that says, "Is Teddy Hart in jail? Current status? Yes."
Yes.
I tried to find what he was in jail for, and the only thing I could find was the charge was mistreatment of it's because they lump it all together, so it's not all three, but of a child, animal, or
so it was a child, elderly person, or disabled person.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
So neglect of them and or abuse, possession of a controlled substance, which is cocaine, heroin, or meth, and then evading the police.
Dude,
which I mean, if you have cocaine on you, yeah, I can see why you're running from the cops. But don't have cocaine on you, Teddy Hart.
Just, I don't understand. I mean, this dude probably has to have cocaine on him because I think at this point, it's the only way he's making money is if he's selling drugs. Nobody's booked him on a show in over a year, not since that whole Maria Manic shit happened where he was choking the shit out of her. So ever since that happened, he's pretty much been persona non grata. Then he did that thing where he showed up at like front row of NXT and front row of AEW and front row of Impact as if he thinks he's Enzo Amore, and that's how you get a job, just by showing up and sitting in the front row.
It didn't work for Enzo.
It didn't work for him either because none of those places hired him. He's fucked. He's never going to wrestle again. I think that whole Maria Manic shit, just plus all the other things.
Murder allegations.
Yeah, the murder allegations, the constant drugs, whatever he did to said person, which is going to come out. In the next week or so, we're going to find out what he did. Probably fucked up.
Maybe he shoved like a kid to the ground while running from the cops.
I don't know.
Or maybe he shoved like an old person out of his way, which they can tag you for abuse. Even though it's petty, it's still a charge.
And I don't even care. It's Teddy Hart. It's not like a big fucking loss to the wrestling world. I never saw the 19-year-old or 18-year-old Teddy that got signed and was supposedly a prodigy. I've only ever seen the fucking chubby, drugged up fucking MC Hammer pants wearing fucking cat freak. That is all I've ever seen. And every time I've seen him live, It's been okay. Has it been mind-blowing matches? No. And then one of the times we saw him live, he got banned from that promotion forever because he fucking refused to do the job at Black Label Pro. Like, oh God, like who the fuck cares? You should just do what you were hired to do.
They had to turn into like a 3-way dance, and then it became like Teddy versus Joey versus and Mance Warner. Mance did the fucking job for it.
Mance wrestled earlier in the night, and then Mance had to come out and do the job twice in one night. But here's the thing: Mance has a job now.
Yeah,
Mance still has a job and isn't in jail. So
yeah. Part of me feels bad for Teddy. He needs to go to fucking rehab. He needs to get some fucking help.
I'm with Brett, as Brett said earlier. Like, I don't know if he's an American citizen or not yet, but like, let's boot his ass back to Canada.
I mean, did you hate the new foundation stuff that they were doing down in MLW?
I mean, it was fine, but Teddy Hart was never the good part about any of that to me. Like, to me, Teddy Hart has. Again, I didn't see the young years where he wowed everybody and then got fired for being a fucking asshole at like 18 years old. Sure, he was great then, but all I've ever seen is the chubby MC Hammer pants wearing version, and it's always been like, oh, that's a Hart, I guess. But he's not even a Hart. That's the thing that really is annoying to me, is like he gets lumped into the Hart family. Like Bret Hart it probably fucking hates Teddy Hart.
Well, it's his nephew, so
there's family members of mine I don't like.
Yeah, this is true, but it's a sad thing. Either way that it goes, it's horrible. Well, what he got arrested for, and it's horrible how his life is just like spun out of control since ROH,
and seemingly entirely his own fault.
Yeah.
So,
next up, Cody and Tony both talk about working with WWE, saying, "Hey, if you want to come down to Jacksonville and knock on our door, we'll hear you out."
Yeah, and you know the answer to that is no fucking shit. Hey, do you want to like elevate our product, get it to like, I don't know, like twice as many eyeballs? Yeah, come on down and help us out. Like, no fucking shit they would. And it's a safe statement because they can say that, and then internet marks are going to be like, see, they're open to it. They're cool. But they know that WWE is not going to respond to that at all. So it's like fucking, it's just like doing this. That's what it's like fucking doing. It's just stroking the internet's ego so make yourself look cool. That's what it is.
But I think it would help WWE out some, because I think some of the AEW market does not watch WWE anymore.
I mean, so they would go from 1.7 million viewers to
back up to above 2.
I don't think that there's 300,000 people watching Dynamite that aren't watching WWE. I 100% don't believe that.
I'd be surprised, bro.
I don't believe that at all.
Because they're not watching NXT on Wednesday right away.
I mean, and that's fine, but they're probably because they're watching Dynamite, and that's fair. But I don't think for like Raw ratings, not to mention, just the name recognition. Like, there's so many people that like remember when the Fat Jericho on Twitter thing happened after the basketball? There's so many people who don't know what the fuck AEW is or that it exists. And they also, when they did find out about it, they jokingly called it like a broke ass WWE.
And now their beloved Shaq is going to be wrestling there.
Well, their beloved Shaq is getting a paycheck, but yeah, but to me that it's just, there's no news there because it's the safest statement in the world to say. It's not like Triple H is going to respond to it. They're not going to respond to it because they don't have to, because they're the bigger fish. Number one. And number two, like, if for whatever reason Vince got drunk at the wheel and said yes, then, it would be the best thing to ever happen to AEW.
We'll see. How about Jim Ross going in on Triple H for calling AEW a pissant company at the Hall of Fame ceremony 2 years ago when Billy Gunn was there? And now all of a sudden, since they're steadily kicking Triple H's ass on Wednesday nights, do you think JR has some clout for saying that? Do you think he has a right to say it?
I think it's the exact same thing that I just said. It's a JR jerking himself off. They're not going to respond. They are the bigger company. They are the bigger fish by fucking far.
Triple H started that beef though, calling it a pissant company.
He didn't say it. He didn't say "fuck you, JR, you piece of shit." So no, he didn't start that. He called it a pissant company because it is a pissant company.
It's getting viewership.
It's getting his what? Oh, great! It's getting viewership. Is it? Is it beating like I don't know CNN? Is it beating fucking celebrity wife swap? No, it's like getting viewership that's okay for TNT.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, but they're willing to work with them. We'll see what happens. Never say never in wrestling.
No, fuck up. And by the way, JR's a fucking asshole for that. Oh, pissant company. We're beating NXT though. Hoo. You're beating the developmental brand. Hoo. Like, well, good fucking job. Well, good job, buddy. JR, you also know.
Trips runs NXT though.
Very cool. JR can say whatever he wants. Tripp's also going to run the biggest company in the world in a few years here. And we can also go with, we're kicking NXT's ass. JR should know better than fucking anyone. Wrestling is about how much money you can make. And who is doing better than that than anyone? JR can go fuck himself. He sounds like JR is just, I'm going to be honest, is probably one of the worst things about AEW at this point. Everything he says is fucking it's pissy. It makes him sound like an old man who's got a fucking just sand in his fucking vagina.
Good old JR.
Good old JR. Fuck you.
I love JR still.
JR can go fuck himself. I don't care. And I know he doesn't care either. But, why do you still have to pretend that you like wrestling when he clearly doesn't anymore? And just do what he loves. Just quit wrestling and start taking pictures of his cock and sending them out on Twitter like he likes to do every week. And then we'll be fucking, golden.
JR does have a decent lap hog. So
he likes to show it off every week under the guise of look at my feet. Which is also, I don't want to look at your fucking feet, JR, so I don't want to look at your feet or your dick.
Maybe he's getting paid, man.
Who's paying him?
Weird people that like feet fetish.
Yeah. So, anyways,
WWE is doing another fucking million signings. They just signed like 12 people in the last week.
Give me a second.
Okay. So, NXT WWE, they've gone on a signing rant. They just got LA Knight, aka Eli Drake. They signed him, which I think is a great signing for NXT. LA Knight, dumbass fucking name, yeah. They also signed Taya Valkyrie. Are they going to change her fucking cool ass name too? Probably, because it's not a WWE name. Or maybe they'll let her keep it because John Morrison. You never know. But they'll probably...
Sorry,
no, it's okay.
My dog was literally chewing on my computer.
Yeah. Well, I brought up the LA Knight signing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great signing. Stupid fucking name.
Yeah. It's I don't mind LA. The LA part. A lot wrestling is all. Yeah, he's Hollywood. It kind of sounds like Eli, so he could do like an LA whatever, kind of like that. But LA Knight, it's too much of a play on words. It's too much.
Yeah.
I think LA Drake, LA whatever, would have been so much better. It's just too much. It's too heavy-handed with the tongue in cheek commentary there.
Yeah, Brett thought it was a hockey team.
Yeah, I at first that's what I heard. I was like, isn't there like like Vegas Knights? Or
Yeah,
that's
the Vegas Golden Knights, and then there's the LA Kings.
Yeah. It just seems to me like, LA Knights, like those crazy Los Angeles Knights. It's too much. I like the first name, but the last name fucking kills it. It's terrible.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to change Taya's name, which I saw talking about before you just got back? Because it's not a WWE name. They don't own the rights to it. She would make the money off of the products and merchandise.
It's hard to say with Taya, because if she's going to follow the same announced career path as her husband, then this would be her final run, and she probably wouldn't give a shit. She'd probably sign off on her Taya Valkyrie name. I don't know what her real name is anyway. I know it ain't Valkyrie, so I know that.
Yeah.
But since Taya's also kind of got some recognition outside of wrestling, because she's done, I believe, like some Muay Thai shit and stuff, they might let her use her real name just because that clout,
Yeah,
but,
and she has the clothing company Loca.
Yep.
So maybe it'll be like Taya Loca or something.
I'd be fine with that.
Or Valkyrie Loca or Loca Valkyrie. I don't know. So here, I'm going to say the same. I'm going to agree with Lloyd here. Same thing for Taya as I'll say with Eli or LA. Shit name, but Eli is talented enough that he'll get it over. It's the same thing we thought about many other wrestlers. Damian Priest, great example. Stupid Angel?
Stupid fucking name compared to what Punishment Martinez, which is like the fucking coolest name. But he got it over.
Yeah, I guess he got it over.
He's on the main roster now, doing the biggest thing on the main roster that gets the most talked about the most, and he's probably going to win the championship in the next year.
How long before they just start calling him Damon or Priest?
Well, it'd be weird to call him Damon since his name is Damien, but
Well, whatever. You knew what I was saying.
I know what you were going for.
They also signed Blake Christian,
which is Cora Jade's boyfriend.
Yes,
who apparently has been on Impact a few times.
Yep, he's been on Impact, GCW. He was a part of the Super J-Cup this year for New Japan. Dude has some talent. But they have enough flippity-dippity guys.
Yeah, and he looks like, again, give me 1 second here.
What Sam was about to say is that he kind of looks like a muscle-bound Carrot Top. But little does he know, Carrot Top is fucking yoked. So you could just say he looks like Carrot Top now. But yeah, I don't have any qualms against Blake Christian. I've seen him at AAW a few times. He's not a bad worker, but he's the same style as Ben Carter, and they just signed Ben Carter. And they're probably going to send Ben Carter to NXT UK, and that's where Ben Carter will be fucking left until his contract runs out. But yeah, so then they also signed Harlem Bravado, who I have no fucking clue who Harlem Bravado is.
I've never heard of that name before in my life.
Me neither. And then here's two bigger signings that I don't think have any wrestling experience. We already touched on them. Baby Brock, who said don't call him Baby Brock. Parker Bordeaux. And then Rick Steiner's son, Bronson Rick Steiner.
So, two things here. I don't know why the internet is freaking out about this Parker Bordeaux kid. I know why. It's because he looks like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, the dude's a monster.
Yeah, but here's the actual thing. Have you seen him? So there's that one famous picture, like not famous, but like where it's him like flexing real hard and just everything looks super shredded. And then I saw him in his little post today, he's not anywhere near like he's. Again, I am not a pro wrestler. I don't have a fucking wrestler's physique. I'm just saying, in here, needs some work. He doesn't look like Brock from here. He looks like Brock in the arms.
Brock never really had. Well, I guess he did have abs when he first started.
Yeah,
but then you got that diverticulitis belly where it was kind of like a bubble.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, if I'm looking at that, I'm looking at him. And I'm like, okay, I think people are freaking out because you look kind of like Brock. But then I look at Rick Steiner's kid, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Now that's a monster right there.
You want to know who Bronson reminds me of, though? Mojo Rawley. He has the goatee, the same fucking haircut, almost like the same physique. Because when Mojo was in college, he was a pretty yoked out guy. But, yeah, Lloyd, we're talking about that right now. Bronson, it's funny because his name is Rick Steiner, which I always found funny that Rick Steiner's gimmick name was just his last name separated.
Mm-hmm.
But I would pair these two together. Give them Eva Marie as their fucking valet. Somebody that the internet already hates. The internet's going to hate fucking Parker just because he's yoked.
And they've already done, not necessarily, but Parker has been posting pictures of Eva Marie. I think Eva Marie
Super Bowl party.
I think Eva Marie as a manager for like a big heel would just be like perfect.
Yeah.
Like, the only problem is that not necessarily it's a problem. Because is it too much of a good thing? Would it be too similar to like Scarlett and Killer Cross? And Scarlett is fucking killing that motherfucking job. She is great at that job.
Scarlett's more of like BDSM dominatrix with like all the leather. I think Eva Marie, you could just give her like the classy fucking like woman's dresses, like when she was in the Four Horsemen, when she used to come out with Rick. Give her that type of fucking outfit with the fucking fiery red hair, and people will be pissed off at her.
I think people would just be pissed off that she was back because they hate her. But I think you can make that into some good heat.
Yes.
Are they going to give him a shitty name or let him use the name Steiner? If they have a brain in their head, they're going to announce him as Rick's son. Yeah. That kid. I mean, the pedigree's there. It's in his blood. He's got the size. Probably can't talk if he's anything like his father. Hopefully, he's like his uncle.
Hey, Rick used to cut better promos than Scott. Okay.
Yeah, but most of what he used to do is just.
Sometimes that's all you gotta do with pro wrestling. Now, my next question is this going to? What's up?
And you put some goddamn respect on Scott's name because, once he dropped that fucking loser brother of his, he fucking started getting great on the mic.
Fucking skyrocketed. Thanks, Vince Russo. Thanks for all the gold. And here we are. We always talk shit about Vince Russo, but he gave us fucking Freakzilla. Okay?
Yes, he did.
But is that going to lift the band on old Scotty? Because there's that old Hulk Hogan Hall of Fame band from like WrestleMania 30, brother.
No one's ever banned forever, brother. Unless you're Macho Man.
Macho Man may or may not have had sex with.
Yeah.
Stephanie.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, if you're bringing in his son, you're obviously playing on.
Scott's nephew.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, you're bringing. Yeah. I don't know, man. Here's the thing. Scott maybe. So here's the fucked up part is that I think younger fans may not know who Rick Steiner is, but a lot of them know who Scott Steiner is because Scott was the main eventer in WCW. Towards the end, he had a run in WWF. He continued to work in companies, more recently. So I kind of feel like you might need. If you're going to use him and kind of play off of his family's name, you might need Scott more than you need Rick, which is kind of fucked up.
Gears are turning. Bring both Rick and Scott in to be like mentors. Have them like training them, right? But have Scott like teach them like dirty tactics, and Rick's trying to just teach them like to be like bruisers, but like competitive, like kind of like good guys. And then Scott goes off with Parker, who's obviously going to be the heel. And then Bronson reconnects with his dad, Rick, and he wants to just be a good guy. And then Eva Marie will go with Parker, too. Oh, man. I just wrote 2 years of WWE, and I'm not even fucking signed.
And that's fine, Ryan, but there's only one thing I want out of that entire situation. I want whatever Rick. What's Rick's son's name? We don't know his work.
Well, we don't know his wrestling name, but his real name's Bronson.
All right, I want there to be a scene where Bronson's like getting trained by his dad, and his dad's like, "All right, now you got to do this hold, and you do this, and you do, teaching him all the wrestling shit." And then it cuts to what Scott teaches him, and he's like, "If you want to be like a freak, you need to pick up this bitch here, do 4 fuck her over there, and then fucking grab this tree." That's the scene I want. It's just the dichotomy of his training.
I want to see Scott turn to Eva Marie and be like, "You're going to suck my dick or what?" And she'll be like, "Oh, I don't know." And then Parker could be the new Freakzilla. Holler if you hear me.
Lloyd says, well, they acknowledged Michael McGillicuddy as Kurt Hennig's son, and he had a shitty name. I got to be honest with you. I always liked the name McGillicuddy. I don't know why. I actually liked it.
It wasn't terrible. And then what did he turn into? Kurt something or
Kurt Hawkins? No, Kurt.
No.
Why can't I not think of his name? Because he fucking sucked. That's why.
Yeah, he was part of the fucking B squad or whatever. B team.
Yeah, which was
Bo Dallas and Kurt Henning Jr. I don't fucking know.
No, I don't remember what they. Curtis Axel.
Curtis Axel. There we go.
Yeah.
But
see how great he did. We forgot about him already, and he's still got a job, I think.
Which, by the way, there is a top 10. That's great. Which I went through earlier this week. It's from What Culture? Top 10 WWE superstars who still have a contract that you don't remember.
That's a pretty fantastic list. We might have to do that for the show.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for those last 2 names. LA Knight, sure, can cut a mean promo. He'll get the name over. He'll probably get the name over.
We hated Aleister Black when he came out too. So
yeah, but Aleister Black I kind of understood though.
I mean, yeah.
He is a Satanist. Aleister Crowley, Black Magic.
Hey,
writes itself.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So there's some names in there we don't know. It seems weird, but I guess if you're gonna have this new fucking show, you got to have people to fill it up with. So let's start signing everybody. Jesus, like I gotta be honest. That kid that they signed, that Cora Jade's boyfriend. I'm like, why do? I don't know. Do you need another flippy guy? He doesn't look good at all. He looks like he looks like if Sami Zayn had an illegitimate son. That's what he'd look like.
I thought you were going to say Carrot Top.
It looks like it looks fine. Carrot Top as well. Both could work. Carrot Top's jacked as shit now too.
Yes, he's you did know that.
He's more buff than fucking than Zayn or this guy. So.
Because while you were gone and I just started talking about Blake Christian, I was like, and Sam's going to say he looks like Carrot Top, but in better shape. And I was going to be like, hopefully Sam knows that Carrot Top is now yoked.
Yeah, he's yoked as fuck, and he looks like an alien because of all the plastic surgery he's had. But yeah, he looks like he could have came out of that. This kid could have came out of his asshole. But yeah, whatever. I mean, who knows? Maybe the kid will make me fall in love with him, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they pair him with the Rascals. I don't know.
We'll see.
Well, similar body type to Zach Wentz.
I don't. We'll have to see. Which we'll talk about Wentz. I don't like that they changed his gear. He looked weird in those pants. But we'll talk about that later. Anyway, what else are the wrestling community talking about?
WWE going after more third party. So on Instagram, you can take a picture of yourself eating an Oreo. You put some fucking respect on Lash Rue's name, the fucking Raging Cajun, okay? It's a legend.
All right, wait. So you can take a picture of yourself eating an Oreo.
Eating an Oreo, but if in the description you mention Oreo or like hashtag Oreo, then you're going to get fined by WWE because they're going to think that you're making money from Oreo.
So, like, if I was doing a live stream just like we are right now,
and
I earlier was like, yeah, I made a joke about Dr. Pepper, like, they'd be pissed off about that?
Yeah. Which is what the rumor mill is, but I wouldn't be fucking surprised. They already got fucking itchy about Twitch and everything using their fucking name. Hashtag cookie. There you go. You can't get mad just by using the word cookie.
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but like this whole third party thing, I don't understand at all. I get it if they're using the WWE, like if, like just for example, if Kevin Owens was out there as Kevin Owens and not whatever his real fucking name is,
Kevin
you know?
Steen.
Yeah, Kevin Steen. I get that. I can understand that, but like, I think Cornette really put this perfectly, like, because you know he clearly like doesn't understand Twitch or any of this shit. And he also was like, you know, he's like, yeah, they shouldn't be out there doing this stuff. But here's the problem: you're not paying them. You're not paying them enough not to do it. Like, it either pay them more not to do it, or you got to let them do it so that they can make extra money on the side. Because there's no incentive like there used to be. Like, you know, the how good you were in the ring and how much you drew, pay-per-view buys, merch buys.
House show revenues.
House show revenue. There's less merch now. Like as far because there's no DVDs. There's no royalty checks anymore.
There's no pay-per-views.
There's no pay-per-views. There's no royalty checks. You know, they might get bonuses, but we don't know how that fucking works. And it doesn't sound like anybody knows how that works. It just, they decide you deserve them.
If they go to Saudi Arabia and they put your life in fucking danger, here's $50,000.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know, if Cornette, who doesn't even understand what and I quote, a Twitch is, or he gets what Cameo is because he's going to start doing them. But like, he's like, okay, you got to pay him more and not to do it, or you got to fucking let them do it, like, because they're not making money. This is how they can bring in extra revenue for themselves because they're not the current structure does not allow for it like it used to. And
also, they are 1099ers, okay? For people that, you know, do taxes, if you've had to file a 1099, that means you're an independent contractor.
Mm-hmm.
That means you don't get a W-2 from your company. And that means you have to take care of your own taxes. You have to keep money on the side for it. Because at the end of the year, when you go to file, you got to fucking shell out money to Uncle Sam to pay that tax. Yeah. W-2 means you're employed. You probably have health insurance. You probably have some sort of retirement money. There's other incentives of being a member of just an overall company. So when you're an independent contractor who just has a fucking contract signed, why can't you do a fucking third party? You know?
And that's the thing. I feel like as long as it doesn't have anything to do with wrestling, why should they care? Like, as long as they're not wrestling for someone else or selling wrestling videos, or like if they're just playing fucking Super Mario Brothers and people are giving them money to do it, or doing cameos, like, you know, hey, I don't understand why it is such a big issue. Like, it just makes WWE look bad.
Yeah, as long as they're using their Christian-born name and they're not using their worker name, I'm here for it. You know?
Yeah, I'm with you. Now, speaking of which, some news. The one who kind of kicked this whole thing off, formerly known as
Selena Vega.
real life Thea Trinidad, is her 90-day non-compete clause is up tonight.
Yes.
So people
Sent
are
out a
wondering.
very weird tweet.
She sent out the exact same tweet that Kenta did
when
2
he
weeks
debuted.
ago.
Yeah.
Or last, yeah. So that led to speculation. Is she going to debut on Dynamite tonight? She may already have. We don't know. We're not watching. Or is she going to go somewhere else? I personally think she's going to go back to Impact because that's where she made her name, and they kind of already have a women's division that's established. Plus, she's not going to be this home run signing for AEW because here's the thing. I like Zelina Vega. I think she's a great manager. They already have 48 managers in AEW.
Yeah.
She's not a top level in-ring talent. Like signing her to AEW is not going to be like, oh, now we've got our Charlotte Flair, we got our Rock, we can build around. That's kind of just giving yourself another low to mid-tier women's wrestler.
I see one clear-cut story that they could book with her, and it's she comes out and she's like Thunder Rosa's new partner, and she's there to help her against like Britt Baker because of fucking Reba and Rebel. She's there to fucking get Rebel out of there, and then she eventually turns on fucking Thunder because we all know Zelina makes a better heel than face.
So why would she immediately be with him? Just because she's a Mexican? Or?
Well, I mean, she needs a partner. Why not bring back somebody who's in like LAX who has Hispanic connections? Well, Reba's white. Well, why does fucking Dr. Britt Baker's fucking lackey have to be white?
Well, Thea wasn't in LAX either, but
Yeah, she was.
No, that was Diamante.
No, I'm talking like 2011 and 12.
Are you talking like original LAX?
Original LAX.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, she was a part of original LAX. I remember that shit. But yeah, no, like she just comes out there to help out her brethren, you know?
Lloyd, Serena Deeb is about the only good female wrestler signed to AEW, and she's as charismatic as a brick. Ooh.
Why you need characters like Selena?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's a better manager, but I mean, she'll end up somewhere. My gut's saying Impact, but it wouldn't surprise me if she showed up on Dynamite. I mean, she probably would want to go from the biggest company, you know, to the second biggest, probably not to the third or fourth, but who knows? She also, from what she said, that she was making more money doing Twitch than she was from her WWE contract. So wherever she goes, this is kind of like gravy. You know, yeah. It's like I'm already making more money doing this thing wherever I go and wrestle once a week. That's just gravy on the side for her at this point.
Yep. But more power to her wherever she ends up, because they have to fill the Taya void over there in Impact. So I could see why she would go there.
It was Lloyd, speaking of it, says she was in Mexican America. It was Hernandez, some dork named Anarquia, I can't pronounce, Anarquia, Sarita, and Rosita. Cool.
Yeah.
What else we got up here, buddy? What are people talking about?
Finn Juice, David Finlay, and Juice Robinson were on Impact last night.
Also known as one of the luckiest men in the world because he's dating Toni Storm.
Yes. Nailed it.
Who can just fart and knock a table over, apparently.
Oh, God. Can't wait till we get to that.
Keep going.
Oh, man. But, yeah, they debuted on Impact last night, had some interactions with the Good Brothers, which makes sense to me. The Good Brothers were like, hey, when we were in Japan, you guys were still just young boys.
So, wait, are they... All right, so here's my question, because I don't know how, and I didn't see it. Are they debuting as Impact full-timers, or are they on loan from New Japan?
They're probably on loan from New Japan.
Doesn't that seem so weird, though? Between New Japan, this New Japan, AEW, and Impact creation, more shit is happening in Impact than is happening in the two bigger companies. Impact right now is like they are getting so much of the benefit, more so than the other two companies.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the Don Callis connection.
Don's just got that golden tongue, I guess.
Yeah,
Talk you into doing anything.
but I mean, it's Finn Juice. It's not Girls of Destiny. It's not fucking Shingo Tagagi and fucking who else is in Los Ingobernables anymore? Sonata.
It's not one of their bigger name people. Like, I mean, you know, I've never really liked Juice Robinson. I've said that before. Never been a Juice guy. Not from his hippie days in NXT.
Hey, what was his name? Parker or something?
I don't know. When I hear Parker, I just think of Parker Posey. So I don't think she was wrestling around those times.
I
Maybe
like
before. Yeah, I don't know what it was. CJ Parker. That's what it was.
CJ Parker. There we go.
Never cared for him there. I didn't care for him on his indie run after that. We saw him a few times at AAW here. And I never really cared for his Japan stuff, but I know they fucking love him in Japan. So
he got better in Japan. I will admit that his work rate, that was more of his style, anyways.
Now, Finley Jr. I like Finley Jr. a lot.
Yes. Yeah, I mean he has the pedigree, but how long before Finn's now in NXT? Because his dad works for fucking WWE. Now he's stateside again. It's a little bit of name notoriety, and his dad's probably going to be like, come on over, son.
100%. What do you have in your hand?
It's a koozie.
Oh, it looked like you were holding a pistol. I was like, what is going on over there?
Just waving a fucking gun around.
Just waving a gun around. Whitney's tied up in the back. Just like,
Marco Stunt.
Yeah, just in a chair. Yeah, I'm 100% with you, Ryan. I mean, there's no way that he's not going to NXT in the next 2 years.
Yeah, I'd say 2 to 3 years, probably.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. You know, we'll get to see a little bit more of them and increase their name recognition in America because they're pretty well known in Japan.
Well, keeping up with Impact, what about the Okada rumor?
See, that one I'm so like, what? Like, so the rumor is that, okay, Muda said himself that he wants to come defend the title in Impact. So that will probably happen.
Yes.
That's more than a rumor. It came out of his own fucking mouth. Somehow, this rumor that I think was started by Meltzer, if I'm correct, is saying that Okada is going to come work in Impact, which he has before, but way before he was the Rainmaker and anything good.
Yeah. Meltzer said Impact or AEW. The only reason why I would see Okada going to Impact is to just fucking beat the unholy living shit out of Rich Swann, become the Impact World Champion, and then take on Kenny. A little Aerosmith play of words.
Yeah, but like to me, if Okada comes over, if I'm Tony Khan, and I pretty much set all this up, and if Okada, the best, let's just be honest, the biggest and best Japanese wrestler on the planet, possibly one of the best wrestler on the planet.
Yeah, well, Tanahashi's up there still.
That's fine, but I think Okada has a little bit more name recognition in the States. But whatever. If Okada, one of the best wrestlers in the world, comes over and goes to Impact and not my fucking show, I would be fucking furious. I'd be like, what the fuck?
He could win the Impact title from Rich. Kenny can talk all this shit like, yeah, he didn't come to AEW because he's afraid of me now. Ever since I broke his mystique, he can't beat me again, yada, yada, yada. Just sets up more fucking heel Kenny. And then all of a sudden, the whole internet's just fucking flipping out about Kenny and the Good Brothers beating down somebody. Then all of a sudden, you just hear the coin flip.
I mean,
And Okada comes out.
I wouldn't hate it. I mean, it would make sense. It would seem way super early. Like Kenny's barely started his run. But yeah, I don't know. I just like if Okada shows up, to me, it would make more sense to be in AEW. And I would, if I'm Tony Khan, I'd be fucking pissed if he chose Impact over AEW.
Well, if he chooses Impact, is he really just choosing Impact, or is he choosing both because they're working together? That's the whole beauty of all of this.
But it depends. Yeah, but I mean, it depends. Yeah, he could do both, and if he does both, then that's fine. But if he ends up like just doing a one shot, a oneer and coming out doing something for a week and going back to Japan, then that's where I'd be pissed if he picked Impact over AEW because yeah. I mean, who knows? The last time they brought him over, the AEW boys worked with Okada. They had him wrestle fucking Marty Scurll,
which one of my favorite matches. So,
I know you liked it.
I love that match.
Me and Brett said it was. I think we unanimously agreed it was our least favorite match in the card, not because of Okada, because of fucking date rate Magoo over there.
Yeah.
Moose is taking that title from Rich. Yes. Yeah, it does look like Moose is taking that title. And thank God the Impact during Impact's most, biggest time since like 2010, now that people are talking about him, for the love of God, get that title off of Rich and get it on somebody respectable. Moose would be fine.
Yeah, and then Okada beats Moose. It's a battle of the drop kicks.
Don't care either way. That's fine. But I would see. Here's the deal. I would like to see Okada versus Moose. I don't have any interest in seeing Okada versus Rich. I don't have any interest in seeing Rich versus anybody, to be honest. Okay, what else is going on?
What about Rich Swann versus Blake Christian?
Oof, that'll put some butts in seats.
All right, next up. Goodbye, Carlito. We hardly knew you.
What the fuck happened?
Vince McMahon listened to the internet, brought him in. He was like, "Oh, this will make the internet happy. We'll bring him in for the Rumble, and then we'll immediately not use him after that."
Well, then they gave him a one-night appearance on Raw where he tagged with Jeff Hardy. And then the rumor was he was going to be doing like a backstage role like MVP. And then from what he has said, Carlito himself has said, they haven't called me. Like, as of right now, I am a independent, contractor because nobody's giving me a call. Why? You did the right thing. You finally did something that made the fans happy, and now you're undoing it.
Vince has the pulse of the fans. Okay, he knows exactly what we want. I also heard that Carlito was trying to bring back Chris Masters.
Yeah, he's friends with Masters.
Which probably wasn't going to fly. Les Masters can fucking pass a piss test now.
I mean, but, even if I'm sure there's lots of people who want to get their friends jobs. Look at the entire other channel. But, like, I don't know. It just, like, you did the right thing. You got him back at the Rumble. You got him on TV the next night. Everybody was happy. Everybody was like, wow, you finally listened to us. And now you're not going to call him anymore. Which, if I'm fucking Tony Khan, because he's already said, like, people have asked him, he did like an AMA on his Instagram or whatever. He said, like, what about it, AEW? And he's like, yeah, I'd be happy to go there as long as there's something cool to do. If I'm Tony Khan, I am immediately picking, fuck Thea Trinidad. I'm immediately picking that fucking phone up and I'm calling him.
Now, normally I'd be with you. I would be more happy to see him in Impact. I think he would flourish more down there.
I mean, I would like to just see Carlito anywhere in a major North American promotion because for the last 10 years, he's pretty much just been wrestling a little bit in Puerto Rico, I think. I think that's really about it.
Oh, yeah, because his dad fucking owns the territory, man.
Yeah, and that's it. But, I mean, I'd like to see Carlito, in his last 5 years of wrestling. I'd like to see him. Well, I'd like to see it.
And the Good Brothers love Carlito. and the other two colognes, the fucking Matadors or whatever they were called.
Oh, Epico and Primo.
Yeah, they love those two Puerto Rican brothers, if you will.
Well, Cologne Senior can go fuck himself, but Carlito I have no problems with.
Yeah, apparently one night they got really drunk, and Big LG called Old Man Cologne, and he said his name was Reptile. He's like, my name is Reptile, and I'm making much money on the independent circuit in America. And they're like, all right, well, we'll bring you in, Reptile. And he's like, all right, so Reptile is booked. And he's like, yeah, I'll get you on the show. And then he had to call him the next day and be like, yeah, no, this was just Luke Gallows messing with you, Old Man Cologne. I'm sorry.
Yeah. God damn it, dog.
Reptile. So cheers, adios. See you down the road, Carlito.
Hopefully we see you on one of the other channels, or somebody smart over at WWE is like, we're not letting him go. Lloyd says that he did something with Chavos and Masters in Egypt recently. That's pretty fucking cool. Didn't know Egypt had a big wrestling scene, so
you heard it here first. NXT Egypt coming up next year, 2022. They're taking over the Nile, baby.
Just fucking power slamming through fucking Sphinx heads, and
somebody's gonna get superplexed off the top of Giza. Okay.
What else we got? Is anything else going on in the world of wrestling, Ryan?
Yes. Lacey Evans is pregnant, and we couldn't be happier.
Yes, so I did not watch this, but I am presuming from all the internet reaction that I've seen, I'm guessing she is shoot pregnant from her real life husband,
who and looks like Johnny Gargano's action figure.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that means she's going to be off TV. So this whole Ric Flair sex thing is over.
Yeah,
is that? Did I just summarize that without even seeing it?
Yeah, pretty much. So okay. Charlotte, bit the bullet. She was gonna be fucking forced to try to make fucking lemonade out of fucking limes with fucking Lacey Evans. But yeah, she doesn't have to anymore. So Ric Flair can go back to his weird mansion in the salvage yard and be the judge eating fucking weird white Wiener Schnitzel.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Judging Chevy Chase and Demi Moore.
Oh, because you're referencing a movie that nobody's seen.
Cheers! It just turned 30 this year, Sam, or this month.
30 years of awfulness.
Nothing But Trouble was a great movie.
It's fucking terrible, and it's the reason Dan Aykroyd never directed another movie after that because it was fucking awful. Anyway,
Dan Aykroyd, Demi Moore, John Candy.
Lloyd says in the chat that for Lacey, says she may have fucked her career, though. She was probably about to win the title, but congrats to her and her husband.
Was she really, though? WWE likes to fucking protect Charlotte.
I mean, I doubt she was about to win the title, but she definitely was being elevated. That being said, she's already had one kid, came back, came and became a professional wrestler. She'll be fucking back.
Yeah,
she ain't gonna quit. She's a Marine. She'll probably. I wouldn't be surprised if she was back before Becky fucking Lynch was. To be honest with you,
maybe. But WWE protects the shit out of Charlotte. Let's be honest. Your girl Rhea, last year at Mania, we both wanted fucking Rhea to win. The whole Asuka streak, she fucking ended Asuka's streak.
Which she should have, so. Listen, you can not like her, you can do whatever, but Charlotte is one of the best female wrestlers on the planet. She's protected for a reason because she's that good. Just like Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't lose that often because he was that good at what he did. Now,
Ric Flair might be the greatest wrestler of all time. He would fucking lose in the main event at Starrcade.
Sure. I mean, he also had a career of 40 fucking years to do it. So she's only been wrestling about 7 or 8. She's got some time.
Well, she's almost at his fucking title reigns.
Well, I can't help it that they hot potato shit. What do you want me to do, Ryan? What do you want me to do? I can't. He did it over 30 years. She's going to do it in 10. I really can't. What do you want me to fucking do about it, dude?
Right up the water, okay? Like I was telling Lloyd, Vince McMahon's an old school brother. He likes pen and paper. Maybe get a quill pen, dip it in some fucking ink like old school 1776 brothers doing the fucking Declaration of Independence.
So, all right.
Other than that, Sammy Guevara, apparently didn't want to go to Impact.
Yeah, so the rumor on this, and this came from somebody who used to work at Impact. I forget his name, but he runs Slam.net or some shit like that. It's or
something.
Yeah, it's a respectable source, especially considering that he used to work at Impact. Has said that Guevara essentially was on his way to Impact in Nashville to work with something, and then on the way there was apparently texting Chris Jericho for some reason and was like, I don't really want to do this, blah, blah, blah. And then Jericho was like, just come home. So he no-showed the event because he didn't want to do whatever it is they wanted him to do. And now people are like freaking out. First of all, I don't know. Do you care?
No, not really. But there was an uproar saying that there was going to be a lot of backlash in AEW for it, and their whole entire partnership might be ruined with the Impact. Sammy Guevara came out on his blog and said there's no backlash. I'm not in trouble. I just didn't want to do the angle that they wanted me to do. And he's like, I have the right to say no to something if I don't agree with it. And he's like, whatever happens after that, happens after that. I have no control of the end game. But he's like, if I don't want to do something, I don't have to do it. So,
yeah. I mean, he's not the first wrestler to say no. Is he big enough of a star to be saying no? Probably not. You know, he's not a Stone Cold. He's not a Hulk who. I mean, so this, if this is true, this could affect him down the road because, that being said, his boss is Tony Khan. Here's my biggest issue is if I'm Tony Khan and this story is true, I'm going to be like, hey, motherfucker, text me. Yeah. I'm your boss. Your working boss is not really your boss. Text me. And I'll tell you if I want you to stay home. Chris Jericho is not if Chris told him to stay home, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm fucking pissed. I'd be like, you are not the fucking boss. I am the boss.
Yep.
But Chris, I think at this point could whip his dick out and fucking slap Tony's mom in the face, and he'd be like, okay, Chris, it's what's best for business if you say so.
I don't think he can get away with that, but
he gets away with a lot.
He does, and rightfully so. He's one of the goats.
He was.
Maybe not outside of pro wrestling, but inside of the squared circle. Yeah. Other than that, that's news and notes, and I think we've been going for at least an hour now on news and notes.
Yeah, well, we don't have Dynamite will probably go quicker this week. Lastly, Lloyd says his suggestion would be Sammy should show up in Impact and win the X Division title and then return to AEW as X Division champion to prove he doesn't need the inner circle. That's actually not bad. I don't know who the X Division. I think it's Chris Bay. Is it still Chris Bay?
TJP.
Oh, yeah, then totally take that thing. That thing don't mean shit if TJP has it. Go for it.
Beat TJP or fuck, send Sammy down there to beat Rich Swann.
No. He does not need to be a world champion anywhere. Not right now.
Becomes a world champion, tells fucking Chris Jericho to suck it, and says that, hey, I know that I'm world champion material. I don't need you.
I mean, sure. Anyway, that's that. But we're going to move on to TakeOver Vengeance. Vengeance Day.
But before we do that, want to tell these cocksuckers to get a fucking free book? These pieces of shit that watch this show?
You didn't even preface it. It just sounds mean now. That was our new advertising strategy.
It's what we're going with.
Was going to be aggressive advertising. Yeah, go to Below the Belt. Go to audibletrial.com/Below the Belt Wrestling Show. Get a free audiobook on us. Make yourself smarter. If you're a dumb piece of shit like us, you don't even have to listen to a book. You can listen to a stand-up special and pretend it's a book and tell people you read something, and really you're just listening to fucking dick jokes. I don't care what you do, but go get a free book on us. audibletrial.com/Below the Belt Wrestling Show. Just fucking do it, okay?
Yeah, you fucking simps.
I am the god of love and piss and audibletrial.com.
Yes! There we go. That's the right attitude, Sam.
All right, but now we're going to move on to the meat of our show. What are you doing, dog?
Meat of our show, yeah.
Yeah. It is NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. I had fun with this show. I actually quite enjoyed it.
Some parts were sloppy, and I'll agree with Brett on that. Which, by the way, we didn't mention that 95-pound of shit isn't with us this week.
True. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can see that the still image in the corner is not Brett, so yeah.
You just put the Joe Dirt picture up there.
If I had thought of it, I actually would have.
Good stuff. But yeah, Vengeance Day. Which, by the way, I'll be the first to admit me and Sam are both dumbasses. Because last week we went on a rant as to why are they calling it Vengeance Day instead of just Vengeance. Well, that's because NXT did a piss poor job of promoting this. And I didn't realize that it was going to be on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And neither did Sam. So
I did not know it until actually Lloyd had mentioned it in our comments on that week's episode, and then you brought it up again like the day later. So yeah. So yeah, Vengeance Day, Valentine's Day, play on that. We opened the show with the Women's Dusty Rhodes Classic Final, which was between Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart versus Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. Pretty much the two teams we had said were going to be there from the beginning. I quite appreciated, just because I am a horror fan, the little nod to My Bloody Valentine that the faces gave. They came out to the tank.
Shotzi did a Instagram photo shoot with the pickaxe and everything.
Yep. So yeah, they came out with the tanks, wearing the gas masks from the killer in the movie, and then the jumpsuit, and then the tanks themselves had the pickaxes welded to the side of it. I don't know. So I appreciated the aesthetic there, and they look pretty cool. Match itself, I thought it was a hell of an opening match. I actually really quite enjoyed this one.
So, if I'm looking at it as a new school fan, then yeah, the match was good. But if I'm looking at it as an old school fan, why did the heel team get a hot tag? And fucking Raquel came in there and did a fucking clothesline fucking sequence. Heels don't get hot tags. Okay?
I mean, that's fair enough. That is fair. I was just watching it. It's more the story they were trying to tell was that the faces. I like that the story the faces were trying to tell was it switched. They opened, and the commentators did a good job of relaying that story. Is at the beginning of the match, they immediately went after Raquel because they're like, that's how you do it. When you're freshest, you try to take out the big woman at as soon as you can. And then halfway through the match, they switched their strategy to we're just not going to let Dakota, we're not going to let Raquel in the match. So I like that, but you are right. The hot tag it's a face move, so it is weird to see it, but I didn't even notice it when I was watching.
I love the old school part where Raquel came into the ring and distracted the ref, and Babyface just had the tag out the Shotzi, and she came in. Then the ref was like, "No, no, no, you get out."
Mm-hmm.
But then later on in the match, like he doesn't tell Dakota Kai to get out of the ring when when Raquel's making a pin. He doesn't say, no, 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 get out of the ring. You're not supposed to be in here. So it's kind of like a double standard in the match. If you're going to do it one way, keep it that way.
Lloyd, exact same thing for me, by the way. I didn't even notice that they did because. Oh, by the way, Ryan, you love Ramp. You love Ramp.
Oh, I do love Ramp.
So we got a full WCW style ramp to the ring, which I don't think NXT has ever done before. So a little different, but I didn't even notice it. Same as Lloyd in the chat here until Raquel dumped Shotzi's ass on it and looked like a hell of a hard bump on it too. So yeah, but I like the ramp. I like that it changed up the aesthetic, gave the boys a little something different to play with in this arena. So I liked it.
I'll talk about the arena later on in the main event or post main event because I actually liked the arena more once the lights came on.
Okay,
for some odd reason. So
fair enough.
Tomato, but
I really liked Raquel at the end when she just fucking launched Ember Moon off the ramp into the fucking the barrier between the crowd and the fans.
The hockey glass, if you will.
Yeah, I loved it. It made Raquel look like $1,000,000. Came in, hit the fucking one-arm power bomb. Then the double cover with Dakota just to add insult to injury. 1, 2, 3. It was I quite enjoyed this match. And the heels went over. So,
but my thing is where are they going with Raquel? Because like we said, we both thought she was obviously the number one contender to Io. She beats Io in the fucking War Games match. She pins her, puts her through the fucking ladder. A few weeks later, she's taking on Rhea in the Last Woman Standing match. She beats Rhea. So what more does fucking Gonzalez have to do to get the fucking NXT title shot? Because they're obviously not going to go that route now with her getting WWE Women's Tag Team title shot.
Yeah, she'll probably win those.
So,
I mean, we'll see where they go, but I'm just right now along for the ride. I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was a hell of an opening match, and I had fun with it.
Because out of my picks for NXT, the only two matches I lost were the fucking Dusty Classic matches. Because I thought Ember and Shotzi obviously were going to win. Babyface team. There's heels that have the tag team titles right now, so that writes itself. Babyface heel, but now they're going to go heel.
Fine with me. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm not sure. I just saying for this match, I quite enjoyed it. If I'm giving it an opening letter grade, let's see. I'd probably go. I'm probably going to be with Bleacher Report. B+. I think it was pretty good.
I'll go a little bit lower. I'll go B-. I like all four participants in this match. I think Dakota Kai is probably the best out of the four in the ring, but she's not going to be the one that gets pushed the most. So,
no, I mean Raquel's there. Look at her. Yeah. So, anyway, so moving on from there. The NXT North American Championship match, Kushida versus Johnny Gargano. What a surprise. This match goes 30 minutes. Oh, God.
Best match of the night.
That's what you say.
It was my favorite one, man. Johnny Gargano never disappoints, okay?
He disappointed me tonight. I did not like this match at all.
Really?
I mean, here, I'll go with my shit first here because it's going to be quick and it's going to be concise. 2 words: Johnny Gargano doesn't fucking know. I don't think that these two have good chemistry. I don't understand Kushida's character at all, from beginning to end, from when he got to NXT to where he is now. I don't get it. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. So whenever he's involved in a storyline, it sort of just kind of like drags it down for me. Then it's Johnny Gargano, who is good in the ring, but I was like, fuck me. I know this is going to be the next 30 minutes of my life, and I was fucking right. And I just, honestly, their styles, I would, if I'm going to have a big drawn-out match, I would rather this be a clash of styles as opposed to 2 guys who kind of wrestle the exact same. That's my thoughts on it. It was very long. 2 guys who wrestle the exact same. And I don't understand Kushida. And honestly, this whole Johnny Gargano the Way storyline is fucking terrible. So that's my thoughts.
All right. Not bad. I mean, I completely agree with you and fucking Kushida. They've been doing fucking Kushida dirty since he fucking came to NXT, which kind of, makes Japanese wrestlers not want to work for WWE. They made Nakamura look like $1 million down there in Orlando. But then on the main and Asuka, but then on the main roster, it's kind of
like Kyrie.
And Kyrie.
But, and Io.
Well, what about Kenta?
Well, there's one thing he doesn't have that the others have. He doesn't have talent.
Oh, I think Kenta's good. But, I thought the kidnapping of Austin Theory at the beginning was great. I thought maybe that was going to be a work for later on in the match. He fucking comes out, costs Kushida. I think beating Kushida clean was a mistake. That I'll agree with. I didn't understand. But if I'm just judging it for an overall match, to me it was the best match of the night. I loved all the false finishes. I loved all of the counter wrestling that they were doing when they kept doing like the fucking slides off one another. I thought that shit was good. I thought Kushida's fucking throwback to Muta was great when he fucking went all the way up the ramp and then came running down and fucking kicked Johnny's arm. It was like Muta versus Hogan when he fucking clotheslined Hogan back into the ring. But yeah, at points in time, you thought Kushida was going to win this match. And then Johnny fucking pulls it out with, what's this fucking DDT called? One last bell or something.
Something like that. Kushida McFly needs a new gimmick. I mean, yeah, I don't mind the gimmick.
I don't hate the Marty McFly gimmick.
It's not necessarily a gimmick. It's kind of weird because it's not. I mean, he just dresses like a character from a movie from 40 years ago. But I don't care about the gimmick. I just don't understand what he's like storyline wise. Whenever he's in a story, I'm like, why are you in this story? It doesn't make sense why you're in this story because you never talk and like. And when
he was in this story because he kept coming out to help Leon Ruff.
Yeah.
So by him helping Leon Ruff, that immediately put him into the North American title picture because Johnny Gargano was picking on and feuding with Leon Ruff. So I get how they got there.
Wait till you get a manager named Doc.
Yeah, well, do you remember that one Wrestle Kingdom where they had the whole fucking Back to the Future entrance for him?
I do remember that, yes.
And fucking like Gato came out as Doc or somebody came out as Doc.
Yeah, that was I specifically remember. That's one of the few new Wrestle Kingdoms I watched. That was one of the ones with was that the one with Kenny and Okada? I think
it was Kenny Jericho.
Was it Kenny Jericho? Okay, yeah.
So that would have been 13. Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom 13.
Yeah, I mean, both these guys can work. Yeah, it's. I just don't understand very much what the Kushida character's ever doing. And like I said, just it was very much the same style of rest of match. I don't know. And then again, why does Johnny Gargano have to have a 30 to 40 minute match every fucking time? Like
Because they're great matches, Sam. That's why.
you can have it. You can have a great match in 5 minutes. You can have a great match in 11 minutes. It doesn't have to be fucking 30 minutes every single time. Like, again, give me quality over quantity. If you can give me a great match in 11 minutes, that would be, and here's the deal. If every match wasn't a half an hour long, it would be fine. Because then you'd be like, wow, this is really going, this is good, and it's going for a long time. But every takeover, hell, every half of every NXT he's on, every match is a half an hour plus, and it's like, because now you can if we were sitting here, when we can finally do every wrestling pay-per-view and have fun and enjoy our lives together again, me and Brett could set a fucking watch to it. I mean, if we needed to walk to the gas station, we know that if it's Johnny Gargano matches coming up, me and him could walk to the gas station, stop, have a smoke, and then come back, and we'd make it back in time.
Well, like I was saying earlier, write a letter to Vince, but instead of writing a letter to Vince, Triple H is more new age, so shoot Triple H an email and say, hey, I don't want to see 30-minute Johnny Gargano matches anymore.
I'm saying it right now. I don't want to see 30-minute Gargano matches. Save them for once a year. Ric Flair went 60 minutes almost every night, but Johnny Gargano isn't Ric Flair. Yes, and also he went 60 minutes every night at live shows, not at tapings that you had to see every single week.
Johnny Gargano's top 5 in the world. I'm giving this match a solid B+ to A-. It was my match of the night. I fucking loved it. Like I said, the Muda callback, all the chain wrestling, reversals out of submissions. I thought Kushida had a very viable chance of winning, and when he didn't, I was shocked. And I was shocked that there wasn't a run-in.
C+.
Okay.
It's just slightly above average because the work was good, but I don't know. Kushida right now to me is like when he's involved in a match, it makes it less interesting to me because his character isn't interesting.
Oh, Kushida's probably going to take the title off of fucking El Santos.
I mean, I guess that's better than El Santos. I'll take that, sure.
There we go. Boom. Right.
All right. Next up, we have the Men's Dusty Rhodes Classic Finals between MSK, what did we find out MSK stands for again?
Must See Kids.
Must See Kids.
Thank you to the rapper gentleman at the start of TakeOver.
Yes.
For explaining it finally.
Yeah, Must See Kids versus the Grizzled Young Vets. First of all, Must See Kids. People are making fun of it, saying, well, they're kids, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they were the Rascals in Impact. So, I mean,
I don't care about that. I think the wrong team won, but I digress.
Well, see, I don't know. I'm happy with them winning because I love the Rascals or MSK. Also, I love that they clearly have big plans for him, it seems like, and thank God they're actually rebuilding. It seems like they're building the tag team division because they actually have a real fucking tag team that they signed and immediately started pushing because they debuted in this tournament. They win the tournament. Get those motherfucking titles off those stupid worthless assholes and put them on fucking MSK.
Rock said Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch are the best NXT tag champs of all time.
I love Danny and Oni, but they aren't doing shit with them.
The Rock said this, Sam.
I mean, that's great if The Rock said that. He's wrong
because they don't. Gospel if he says it,
they don't do anything. So I'm happy with the outcome. I thought the match was really, really good too. This is my style more of a match because you got your high flyers on one side, but I like their high flying style because it's kind of a car crash style as opposed to just like I can do 17 flips. Like it's like we're gonna wipe out, kind of like Darby Allin. Like when they land and it looks like they're trying to kill you and themselves at the same time.
I would say that for what's his name now? Nash Carter, Zachary Wentz.
Yeah.
I think Zachary Wentz has more of a car crash. Desmond Xavier, Wes Lee, I think he has more of a fluid. I'm gonna be acrobatic and land on my feet.
That's fair. I could say that's accurate. But they have that on one side, and then you got the Grizzled Young Vets on the other side. We both love the Grizzled Young Vets too, but they're more of your classic meat and potatoes, fucking slow down the match, heel style wrestling.
No flippy dippy shit.
Nope.
Maybe every once in a while from fucking Mr. Mayhem.
So I thought the wrestling styles really gelled in this match. And two teams that are good at what they do. Both teams got to look really good. I mean, hell, that fucking the what the fuck do they LOD's move? I can't even think of the name of it right now.
Doomsday Device.
They hit the Doomsday Device from the apron onto I think Wentz or God. It's gonna be so hard for me to get used to.
Oh yeah, so Zach Gibson had Wentz up on his shoulders, and what's his name? James Drake came fucking running, dove through the fucking middle rope, clotheslined him. Yeah. So it was like a suicida Doomsday Device. I loved it.
It was awesome. I like that. I liked that the heels kind of finally got to MSK, who for the most part are always kind of like fun and lighthearted, and then they got really fucking pissed off at one point during this match.
It all starts with Zach Gibson's promo coming down to the ring.
Yep, when he said like this isn't going to be fun. Like
he's like you can take that smile, take your feel good story, and shove it up your ass.
Yeah. So I like that, and then I thought the finish was great. All in all, this was my favorite match of the night.
My second favorite of the night.
So I really liked it. What did you think, Ryan?
Oh,
but by the way, last thing. But this is now twice that the Grizzled Young Vets have made it to the finals and not won.
Exactly. Which is why I felt bad for the Grizzled Young Vets. Even in my picks, when I made them and posted them on the page, I'm taking the Grizzled Young Vets, but it's probably going to be MSK that wins. I don't know. How do you do this 2 years in a row, make it to the finals, and then not win? Is the third time going to be a charm?
I mean, we'll see. I mean, here's the deal. Like, I going into when this tournament started, I was happy with this match because when I saw this laid out and we finally found out who MSK was, I mean, these are the two teams I wanted to win it. So I was happy to see them in the match.
Because last week we were worried while we were recording that Thatcher and Ciampa would go over.
Yep, not even on the show.
Nope. Which, isn't that weird? You had a takeover with no Ciampa. Takeover without Adam Cole.
No Cross.
No Cross. No Keith Lee. No Damian Priest. No Rhea Ripley.
Well, if Johnny Gargano could have had a fucking 10-minute match, we could have had 2 more matches in those fucking time frame.
Well, I mean, Johnny had to carry this show on his shoulders.
Fuck you.
So, I mean, kudos to fucking Johnny G over there. But this match, it was good. It was good. It was serviceable. The heels worked like heels, and the flippy guys did flippy shit, and it looked good. I like the assisted shooting star press that the MSK does, but
it's very unique.
Yeah, he did it up and over Drake and still landed onto Gibson perfectly, which I thought was good. I don't really care for their blockbuster heart attack though, because they do it too many different ways. Just hit it one way. Dudley Boyz didn't do 3D 40 different fucking ways. It's a 3D. You pick them up, RKO with the flapjack. They're doing it, flipping it off the second rope, off the top rope, running and then just jumping and fucking hitting it. But yeah, no, this was my second favorite match of the night. I'll give it a solid B plus. I just thought Grizzled Young Vet should have went over.
And that's fair. I mean, and if they did go over, I would have been fine. But I'm happy to see that MSK is getting a good rub right from the beginning. But yeah, my favorite. It's my match of the night. I'm gonna go right. I'm just gonna give it an A. I really liked it.
Is it weird that we both didn't pick the main event of a takeover? Because normally the main event's like match of the year quality.
I liked it. It was just long. Well, we'll get to that. Next up, A was given by Bleacher Report as well.
Yeah, they did the reverse 3D with the fucking side suplex and neck breaker, but it never fucking ended a match.
Yeah. Next up, we have the triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship between Mercedes Martinez, Toni Storm, and Io Shirai. What'd you think of this one, bud?
I thought it was okay for what it was, but I mean, Io is slowly becoming like the fucking queen of the triple threat. It's like they don't want to just be like, hey, here's one opponent, go have a good match with her. I don't know if they don't trust her in a singles match or what, but it just seems like it's Rhea, Charlotte, Io, Candice, and fucking Rhea. And then now this tag match, or not tag match, but triple threat match, you have Mercedes, Toni, Io. Just give me Io over somebody standalone. Don't keep fucking handicapping Io to make you think that she can't be a viable champion, because she can.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I agree. I mean, triple threats are never as good as a singles match. I mean, let me rephrase that. Very rarely are they as good as a singles match. They're good ways to build to events, but not usually good ways to, I would say not usually good pay-per-view quality matches.
Yeah. And whatever happened to three-way dances? It's the same thing as a triple threat, but when somebody gets pinned, now you're down to just two people.
Yep, eliminator matches.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. That is usually better because then it, now you're the champion and you have to actually lose your title to lose it. So
yeah.
I like this match. It's good. I like all three of the women in it. I will say I'm kind of getting, and it's not her fault. It's the pandemic era wrestling. I'm a little EO'd out right now. I kind of feel like she's stagnating as champion, mostly because she doesn't do promos. They don't really let her talk at all.
Well,
so
I am glad that they're fucking subtitling Japanese wrestlers now.
Yeah, and that's cool, but it's just like they don't really let Io talk ever, and it's not her fault, but it's like that on top of pandemic era wrestling. I'm kind of just like, all right, I've seen everything you got at this point. Like I'm ready to. I was ready for this. If I could have had a title change hands, this is the one I wanted to change hands. That's being said, my favorite wrestler is in the main event. And I would rather see this title change hands, if that tells you anything.
Yeah. I didn't see fucking Mercedes or Toni beating Io. If I had to choose one of the two to end up winning the title, if they did, I would have went with Toni. But, I mean, Io, right now, there's no set feud for her. And that's why I kept saying the NXT. Yeah, exactly.
All signs pointed towards Raquel, and all signs pointed towards Raquel winning that title. And now she's not, presumably. Yeah.
Which makes no sense. So I was like, they don't know what they're doing with their women's division, so they're not going to take the title off the champion until there's a set storyline in place that makes logical sense.
Yeah.
So the match was serviceable. I heard that they were giving a 20-minute time limit from backstage. Hey, go out there, have a 20-minute match. I think it only ended up going like 13 or something.
It was the shortest match, I think.
Yeah, and they called it early, and they just went home.
Well, I mean,
Toni Storm doesn't know her own power.
The table just saw her butt and was like,
Going down.
If you haven't seen that spot, I mean, if you don't watch NXT,
it's gonna be on Botchamania. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't Tony's fault. The table was just the announce table was clearly put together wrong or something. But they were getting ready to do a table spot. Tony like barely touches the table at all, and then isn't touching it, and then the table just implodes. It just fucking implodes, and then you can kind of see there's like a second of like I'm sure just like oh shit in her face because she just stands there for like 5 seconds before she's like gotta do something. So
and I'm sure that took about like 2 minutes away from the match.
Yeah, who knows what they had planned for it, but yeah,
because you hit a move through the table and then you can just fucking lay there for at least 60 seconds.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, so that'll be the thing that most people will remember about this match because outside of that, nothing super memorable here.
Yeah,
it'll be another triple threat, like you said. It'll be another triple threat match that Io Shirai had, where she won.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will bring up, people always talk about protecting finishers and kicking out of too many finishers. Fucking Mercedes hits Tony with 3 fucking like Kota Ibushi knees, and then picks her up and hits the fucking fisherman breaker suplex, and then Tony still kicks out of all 4 of those moves.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't have done that.
And then when Io comes in and hits the moonsault, she doesn't pin Tony, who just took all those fucking moves from Mercedes. Tony fucks off and rolls out of the way, and she pins fucking Mercedes, who ate 1 moonsault. Well, no, Mercedes did take a fucking Storm Zero, which is just a little fucking tiger bomb. But I mean, fucking Tony took a lot of shit there. I thought she should have ate the pin.
Which tells you who they have more plans for.
Mercedes?
Oh, no, I would say Tony. If they're making Mercedes eat the pin, they're trying to make Tony look, and Tony's kicking out of all that shit. They're trying to keep Tony looking strong because they got more plans for her down the road. Which, whatever. I like all 3 of these women, so. But I really, really was hoping for a title change here. I think that they need a mix-up in that women's division. But whatever, match is good, quick. We got a funny spot that is nobody's fault, so it's not like you can really bitch about it. What would you give?
Overall, letter grade C+.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little higher, but not much. B-, right there with you. You know, actually, C+. Yeah, C+ is good. Let's see what old Bleacher Report gave it. Bleacher Report gave it an A, which I do not think this is an A match.
Money falling out of their pockets, Sam.
Do not think this is an A match. This is it's good. It's serviceable. C+, B- range is about where I think it should fall.
Yeah.
She should have said my hole. Okay. All right.
There was 3 women's.
Next up, we got a music video for Cameron Grimes, which is I think my favorite thing in professional wrestling right now.
He's like the new Jeff Jarrett, but with money.
Yeah. And they had a music video. I absolutely loved it. I love the new character. I mean, I know it's the same character, but with money. But that extra addition, I think it's the right direction to go. Grimes right now is my favorite thing in professional wrestling, and I love him.
Do you want me to get my rundown of what I thought Cameron Grimes should do?
No, because that's insane. You
should be on the main roster. You should buy Vince McMahon shares of WWE stock. Be the new owner. WWE stock should crash. Vince buys it back, or Triple H cons him into investing into something else, and then Grimes loses all of his money, and then then Triple H can buy his shares, and
You
then
want to do
Triple H
like
owns fucking WWE.
that? Sounds a lot like Donald Trump's thing, his angle back in the day.
Well, I mean, history repeats itself. Why not repeat it with somebody you like?
I mean, I don't know. I love Cameron Grimes or Trevor Lee. So I'm glad that I thought his backwoods character was great. I love the idea of having the backwoods character, the backwoods hillbilly character, also be the rich guy. I think it's a pretty weird but good combination, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
I love how they're trying to get Kiss My Grits over.
Yeah, no, there's already I love the "to the moon" catchphrase. I think that's the best one.
He's got two of them, and they're two of the best in pro wrestling right now.
So, small thing, obviously, is no letter grades for. If I'm giving a letter grade for that music video, though, I'm giving an A+.
To the moon.
It was fucking great. Lloyd says Jimmy Garvin's new rich son. But yeah, that's just a small thing. But we are at the main event now. The main event is Pete Dunne.
Take over real quick. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay, it's Pete Dunne versus Finn Balor for the NXT Championship match. This is about as long as the Gargano match, which I'm not going to complain about because it's a main event. I love Pete Dunne. Right now, I mean, is probably my favorite wrestler working in the WWE system today. You know, although Cameron Grimes with that new money gimmick, you could be losing your spot there, Pete. Yeah, but this match, as Ryan was kind of hinting at earlier, it's not bad by any stretch of the means, but it is not really what you've come to expect main events at takeovers to be the absolute show stealer, like the banger match. And I thought it was good, but it felt very long. It felt very long, just like the Gargano match, because they go almost the exact amount of time. Lloyd says Grimes should buy the Freebirds rights from Michael Hayes and form a new Freebirds. With who? Who would be his partner? Partners. But it is a very, it's felt like a British match. These are two European wrestlers. There's a lot of holds, a lot of chain wrestling. So if that's your thing, you're gonna really like this match. Pete really like showing off his chain wrestling abilities, which Finn's been doing a lot too. But the biggest thing I come from with this match is that it was very long.
What was it? Pete Dunne's tan sucked?
I didn't even notice anything about his tan. That's not something I'm going to pay attention to.
He looked like a carrot.
I just thought this match was too long. And it started to get repetitive because they were doing the chain wrestling and the holds, which is fine, but like a lot of it felt the same. And it just, as far as an NXT takeover match main event goes, it didn't really live up to what I was hoping for. I mean, like here, I would be, it was good, but I'd say B-.
I think you might have taken the words out of my mouth. Question: is Finn Balor's fucking title run been really lackluster? And do we blame that on the COVID era? Because we all know the crowd would be fucking energized for him. At least the NXT crowd would be. And would they have brought back the Demon for NXT if there was a crowd?
I don't know. I feel like they're done with the Demon character. Like, I mean, they haven't done it in years. I'm with you. His title reign has kind of sucked. He always kind of to me, he feels like a visitor. He doesn't feel like an NXT person. He doesn't feel like he feels like when Charlotte Flair came down and Charlotte and kind of announced, like, I am only here for a short time. Like, I'm here to win the title. And like, so she announced she's a visitor. He's pretending that he's a main roster, like a main NXT guy. He feels like a visitor. So I think that sucks. That kind of sucks some of the air out. Pandemic always sucks air out of the room. And then here's, I think, the big thing. He was not planned to be there. That is supposed to be Cross. Cross is supposed to be the champion right now. And now Cross isn't even on the fucking pay-per-view. Why?
Yeah, and then do you also blame that on his opponents? Because Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne. Are those megastar guys that he's taking on?
They're not megastars. They're, Pete's, I think, going to be NXT champion at some point. I think he will be a big star, but he's still at that like upper tier, but not quite the main event. Kyle, probably the same deal after what happens later. He's about to be a main eventer. But he's worked, but here's the deal. But he is working against great wrestlers. Pete Dunne is a great wrestler. Kyle is a great wrestler. They had match of the year, but like, I don't know. Finn's title reign has just kind of sucked.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, and I'm right there with you with a lot of this match felt repetitive.
Why shouldn't, if you're storyline wise, why is Cross fucking around with Santa's helper? He should be absolute, like, I know what happened after the match here, and that is fine.
It's not going to do anything, though. So is Adam Cole. Look, let's just get to the post match. So,
real quick, real quick, before we do that, before the Undisputed Era thing happens, which we'll see where it goes, but yeah, wouldn't it have made more sense for afterwards Cross to come out and just beat the living fuck out of Finn Balor? Because that's his fucking belt that he never lost. That would make more sense. That's all I'm saying.
Or you debuted LA Knight earlier in the show. He could have fucking came out and fucking taken out Finn. If you're going to do the sub angle with Cross, new blood right away. He can talk people into the building. He'll make the promos with Finn good. But yeah, I'm there with you. Cross should be in the main event. He's the biggest guy that they have now. They took Priest. He's gone. They took Keith Lee. He's gone.
And he never lost. Yeah. So he has that into the main event right there. Just, that's my fucking belt. Like,
they're not bringing Alistair back down, which I don't understand.
I think Alistair's sitting his contract out. I think that's what he's going to end up doing.
Well, apparently he's sitting in catering with Bo Dallas because they have nothing for him.
That's what I meant. I think they're going to just keep him signed to a contract until he leaves.
Which I think is one of the biggest mistakes.
I agree.
But yeah, this match, you had like 9 John Woo drop kicks, about 10 fucking finger snaps, some joint manipulation, some double stomps, the original Bloody Sunday, and then the 1916, which Finn's calling it now. 1, 2, 3. Finn's leaving. He's fucking off. Tag team champions come down, jump him, throw him back into the ring. It's 3-on-1. Here comes Undisputed Era. They clear fucking house. Minus Bobby Fish. He's still hurt. And then Adam Cole's like, come on, Finn. He's like, join us. He's like, stand with us and pose. Throw up the fucking Undisputed with us. However they fucking do their pose. I forget. But, yeah, he's like stand and pose with us. And Finn Balor's like, all right, these guys have been really cool with me. I've had some good interactions with them. I, have respect for Kyle. I am going to join. And as soon as Finn goes to pose,
super kick.
Adam Cole just fucking lays one of the nicest super kicks ever on Finn. Kyle is then like, what are you doing? And then we get one of the shittiest super kicks ever to Kyle's throat.
I mean, I'd argue that would take you down just as well.
It looked like it was a Ziggler super kick. You know it. First one was Shawn. Second one was Ziggler.
That's fair enough.
But yeah, so then he super kicks fucking Kyle, and Adam's fucking ranting. He's like, he was never gonna be undisputed. Why were you helping him, Kyle? And then Roddy's left there with his fucking dick in his hand because he doesn't know. Do I help Kyle, who's my friend, or do I go with Adam, who's also my friend and the leader of this group? I don't know if they're going to go black and red. I don't think they will. I think it's going to be done. I think Kyle's out of Undisputed Era.
Kyle will feud with Adam now.
Yeah. Which I thought Kyle should have won the fucking NXT title. And then they break up. And then it's Kyle versus fucking Adam Cole in a meaningful feud for the goddamn title if you're not going to put it on Cross right away.
You will probably now get either Adam versus, Adam. Eventually, you're going to get Adam versus Kyle.
It's going to be great.
You might get some tag matches too between Kyle and Finn versus Adam and Bobby. That could happen as well.
Well, I think Roddy.
I'm sorry, Roddy. Bobby's injured again. Who would have fucking guessed?
And you know who's going to eat the pins in those? Roddy.
Roddy until we get to the singles matches. But that's how you do that shit. You do the tag matches on the way to the big match. So we'll see. I'm okay. Adam versus Kyle will be good. I just don't. I really didn't see it coming at this pay-per-view. I thought this was.
I thought it was a takeover too late.
I mean, like I said, match itself, I'm giving a B-. After segment, though, it was definitely something that I'm talking about, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I'll give the after segment an A.
Yeah, after segment was an A. Mm-hmm. But, like I said, you should put the title on fucking Kyle. Finn's not really doing a whole hell of a lot with it. Adam and Kyle is going to be your main fucking blood feud storyline and your most important storyline going forward, probably for at least the next 2 or 3 months.
Well, whoever has the title, someone's going to get fed to Cross. Balor is a bigger star than O'Reilly is. It would hurt. I'm just saying, I feel like if you're going to feed someone, and plus, by the way, Balor is a heel right now, I think.
But
feed O'Reilly to him, and then, there you go.
But if you're not going to put Cross in the title picture right away, have him take on El Santos Helper, and then his next feud, have him challenge Balor, because Balor can then say, well, I'm next in line for a title shot. I just lost the title. And then you have Cross and Balor feuding, and then that kind of solidifies Cross as a main event guy after he beats Balor. Because, like I said before, I think Kyle O'Reilly is going to be NXT champion within the year. So I said from January of 2021 to January of 2022, he's going to be the NXT champion. He's just too good of a wrestler. People are believing in him. I thought he should have been in NXT years ago and been in the main event when he's doing all that shit in ROH, but I digress. I will say this, though. When Adam Cole was walking up the ramp and they had all the fucking lights on in the arena already, I liked it more than when it was all dark. I get when you do it when there's a fucking full stadium full of fans, keep it a little bit darker. But when there's nobody in there, bring the lights up. Put a little bit of shine to your product.
So how many people are actually in there? Because I saw people, and I saw people wearing shit that WWE wouldn't want them to wear. Like I saw somebody in the front row wearing a Conrad Thompson shirt. So I know that's not
Oh,
a
the
WWE.
Godfather shirt.
Yeah, so I'm like, I know that's not a WWE employee wearing that. So how many people are they allowing into these shows? I don't understand. I'm just curious.
I don't know. Fucking Izzy and her family's always there.
Yeah, so I know they're allowing some fans in, but I mean, I think it's like less than 100 people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Either
Oh
way,
yeah. It's under 100 people. It's maybe 50 people tops.
I think it's basically just to fill like that front row area. That's really about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, like I said, I gave it a B minus for the match, and then for the segment, I gave it an A. Bleacher Report gave it an A plus. So
Yeah,
that's
the match to me did go too long.
too long. And a lot of repetition. It wasn't what you come to expect from a takeover match, and it was good, but nowhere near what it should have been. And they could have shaved like probably 5 to 10 minutes off this match. Again, cut the Johnny Gargano match in half, shave 5 or 10 minutes here. We could have had Cross destroy Santos Helper on here. At least he's on the fucking show.
Yep.
But whatever. All right, next up we have our.
Oh yeah, my letter grade for it. I agree with you. B minus,
sorry,
C
bud.
plus, somewhere in that range. Yeah, takeovers just haven't been what they used to be.
I mean, I'm still enjoying takeovers. I still think takeovers are probably the best product around. But it's just pandemic wrestling sucks, and it's been going on for so goddamn long now. Like it's making wrestling really suck. But let's move on. We're going to do AEW Dynamite. So we're going to cover this probably a bit faster because we did go a little longer on the front end. And then full disclosure, I did not watch this in its entirety, so forgive me if I misunderstand some things.
Do you want me to do a classic 2-minute breakdown?
Nah, I mean, unless you got somewhere to be, I mean, I don't mind. We can run through it for like a half hour.
Okay. No, that's fine with me. I was just saying, like we used to with fucking SmackDown.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I mean,
Oh yeah,
we can talk about it a little bit. Let's go with it. All right. First up, opening match is Darby Allin versus Joey Janela for the TNT Championship.
Absolutely love this, by the way.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. It was a pro wrestling match, and when they opened up with a fucking collar and elbow, I thought Cornette's head was going to blow off of his goddamn shoulders. But he's too much of a cynical bastard to call a good thing when a thing is good. Just because he hates fucking Joey Janela.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, this match was great. It had the car crash stuff with Darby that you want to end the match. Joey actually wrestled with collar and elbows, headlock takeovers, all that good shit. It was for a title. Darby ends up winning. Joey doesn't win. I'd give this match a B plus. I like both guys in it, and like I said, when they were actually wrestling for the first 6 to 7 minutes of it, I thought Cornette was going to have an aneurysm because fucking Joey Janela was doing wrestling.
I mean, I didn't hear his thoughts on it. Joey can wrestle, better. I like Joey Janela. I know that's like, crazy, but I do like Joey Janela for his style because when he does do crazy shit, which AEW doesn't even let him do anymore. Like they don't let him do anything. You hired him. He was also a car crash style wrestler, which is if I'm gonna have a wild man wrestler, I want the car crash style. I want the kind that makes it look like he's just gonna fucking kill himself when he kills you, just like Jeff Hardy used to do.
Well, and the commentators did a good job of bringing that up.
Well, yeah, but like here's Joey was one of the first people they signed, and then he was he main evented a pay-per-view against Moxley, like one of the first pay-per-views.
Lights out match.
Yeah, but I mean it went on last. It's a fucking main event. And then like they just didn't use him. He can wrestle. Like this appears to be his best match that he's had. I think, he can go. Let him do this shit. People do connect with Joey, and people who hate Joey are going to bitch about him either way, and they're going to watch to hate him. So,
and they're going to cheer when he fucking loses.
Yeah. I just want to see him get more regularly used. And if he gets opportunities, I feel like this is what he can present. He does better on this kind of shit. I'm not saying put a fucking title on him, but he can be in an opener to mid card level and actually win every now and then.
Yeah,
and I would like to see it.
Yeah, have a serviceable match.
He can have interesting feuds. Jesus Christ, you had a feud. Don't you think that the story was what was written on the wall? Who should have been the one to actually to interrupt that wedding? Maybe Janela's or Penelope's ex-boyfriend. Instead, we got, Sinister Minister and fucking
Sinister Minister was great.
Sinister Minister was great, but we got fucking
Orange Cassidy popping out.
Orange Cassidy in a cake. I feel like Joey got fucked on that storyline pretty goddamn hard. He should have been the one in that story, but whatever.
Yeah, but like I said, I thought this match was really fucking good. It was one of my favorite things of wrestling this whole entire past week. I love Darby. I love his fucking come from behind fucking style where he has to put his body on the line. And I liked how Joey actually fucking wrestled. So like I said, B+. Darby wins. No outside interference in the match, by the way. Nothing post-match. So AEW is fucking rewriting itself.
B. I'll go B.
Okay.
So good. B was given by Bleacher Report as well. Let's see here. Says there were a few sloppy moments, but they said that they liked it. They said that there was there's some not selling of good moves like pile drivers and code reds from the top rope, but said overall it was a good match. All right, next up, what the fuck is this? You explain yourself to me, Ryan. You explain this to me, AEW fanboy Ryan.
Okay. Give it to
Cody
me.
And Lee Johnson. Who the fuck is Lee Johnson? Versus Peter Avalon and Caesar Bonini.
Oh, man. I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack for this.
Holy shit.
Okay, so Lee Johnson, perennial jobber on AEW Dark, trains with fucking Dustin and the Nightmare Family. Lee Johnson 0-29 on Dark, whether it be tag team or single wrestling. Cody saw something in him, and it's February.
It's basketball season? Is that basically what it is?
No.
What do you mean? Oh, God. Ryan. I like the basketball season.
Let's go with basketball season then.
This is like everything about this match is like, what the fuck are we doing? Okay, Lee Johnson.
It went way too long for just a roll up for Lee Johnson on Peter Avalon.
Yeah, which by the way, Peter Avalon, I was gonna say I could do with a Cody versus Peter Avalon match. Peter Avalon is a good enhancement talent. He's good at his little annoying gimmick. He's been on Dynamite, so he's established. But instead, we have the jobber from Dark beating the enhancement talent on Dynamite while the main eventer guy is in the corner. What the fuck is happening? And then Caesar Bonini, who, I mean, why is he still there? I don't even understand.
He was a nobody in NXT. He's going to be a nobody in AEW. He's just a good hand.
This match is a clusterfuck of what the fuckery.
C-, nobody died.
Lee, we got comments here. Lee Johnson is the most generic name ever, and so is Little Caesar. His finisher should be the hot and ready. Hey, man, $5 pizza, man. You'll be good.
Do you guys not remember growing up and Little Caesar had a partnership with WCW and you would get holographic cards?
I don't remember that.
Oh, dude, I wanted the DDP holographic card so fucking bad, and I finally got it after like 10 fucking pizzas. My parents were so pissed because they'd be like, "What do you want for dinner?" I was like, "Little Caesars." They're like, "You just had Little Caesars last night." I was like, "Yeah, but pizza, it's good." I just want the fucking goddamn. I have like fucking 6 Goldberg holographic cards. I want the goddamn DDP.
The only thing I could say about Little Caesars is that, do you remember McDonald's used to have that? This is a long time ago. They used to have a promotion where if you were a kid and you went up to the counter and said, "I love this place," they'd give you a free small fry.
What?
That was like a thing they ran for a little while. Like if you were a kid and you said, "I love this place," it's like an advertisement. They had it in commercials everywhere. Well, I was a kid and we all went to the movies, and after the movies we went to Little Caesars, and my brother and my cousin were like, "Yeah, and if you go up there, they'll give you like free pizza or free breadsticks." So I was just, as a kid, went up there and for like fucking 3 minutes was just staring at the girl behind the counter, and I was like, "I love this place." And she didn't do anything. So I was like, "Ma'am, I love this place." And she's like, "Okay." And I was like, "Listen here, bitch. Where's my fucking Bosco sticks?" I absolutely didn't
Where's
say
my
that.
crazy bread?
Yeah, I didn't fucking say that, but I just made an ass of myself.
That might be one of the best stories of all time.
Yeah, so
Yeah, because I didn't know that, because I would have been a lot fatter as a little kid.
It was like for like obviously a promotional time, but that was a thing I remember.
I remember when Burger King switched their fries, and like everybody and their mother was in the drive-thru for free fries. Because they're just like, yeah, you come up there, you just say, "Hey, I want a free small fry. We'll give you guys one. Test out our new fries."
I think it's when they were doing the promotion with Toy Story, and they were calling them like the Mr. Potato Head fries or whatever.
Yeah, and then they just kept them.
Yep. Well, anyway, that's back to our fast food talk. Catch us later on Fat Boys.
Yeah.
Our other podcast
for this match.
I mean, D- is what I'm going to give it. Nobody died.
Nobody died. The classic Brett Richardson.
Next up, so I didn't see this one at all. I didn't catch any of this. Pac versus Ryan Nemeth or Little Ziggler.
Older Ziggler.
He's the younger brother. The older brother is the one that's in jail for murder. We went over this last episode.
I get drunk every episode, so you got to remind me.
Little Ziggler is professional wrestler. Older Ziggler is murderer who's in jail.
Okay, so is Ryan the middle brother or the baby brother?
Ryan is the baby brother.
Okay.
Dolph is the middle, and the older brother is the murderer.
Okay. So Dolph is in the Brady Bunch. He would be Peter?
Yes, that would be correct. Yeah. Now he's ziggling someone in prison, as Lloyd says.
Okay.
Give him the old zigzag. Anyway, tell me about this.
Shanking somebody.
Give him a shitty super kick.
But the match was good for what it was. Ryan Nemeth can sell. Kind of like his brother, curse of a good worker. He's a great hand. He's never going to be your top fucking guy. He knows he's not going to be the top guy. He's not afraid to go in there and lose and make your babyface look, or make your babyface or whoever he's facing look good. Pac looked like $1 million in this match. Tony Schiavone said he's pound for pound his favorite wrestler in AEW during this.
Wait, Ryan Nemeth?
No, Pac.
Oh, okay, all right. I was about to be like, Tony, you're back on the wrong horse here, bud.
But yeah, he hits the fucking Black Arrow to the back, puts him in the fucking brutalizer. He's tapping out for like a minute before the ref fucking sees it. And then the ref finally calls for the bell, and then Pac keeps it on for like another fucking 15 seconds. But yeah,
Okay.
it was what it was. Did it rewrite pro wrestling? No. I gave Pac a win. I'd give it a C.
It was given a B by Bleacher Report, so I can't speak to it. Like I said, I didn't see this at all. Some of it I saw all of it, but I didn't see anything on that one.
All right, next match.
Next match. We have the backstage confrontation between Sammy Guevara and MJF. Sammy punches MJF in the gut. MJF comes out.
So MJF is trying to record Sammy.
Think about that.
With his phone.
Think about that. Sammy is mad that MJF is recording this conversation while a cameraman is standing 4 feet away from them with a sound guy filming them.
It's pro wrestling. In WWE, you look at the TV like this.
I understand that, but in this same storyline, they've addressed the cameraman in the room before. You know, hey, you got to get out of here, blah, blah, blah. We need to talk privately. Okay. I'm just saying, Cornette said it best. He's like, you could have solved this because this is a glaringly stupid thing. You could have solved it by having this done from like a security camera footage, you know, like have it that way. And then you're like, oh, wow, makes perfect sense.
That would have been really good.
Yeah, makes totally more sense if you did it from that perspective.
Footage, can't hear it.
Yep.
All right. A little GTV.
Makes perfect sense, but yeah. So that's kind of a stupid way to get into this. Sammy punches him in the gut, which MJF then I am assuming is just overselling because he's trying to piss. Yeah. So he tapes up his stomach, so he's acting like he's got broken ribs. During the
because they're interviewing Jericho prior to the match, and Jericho's like, "Don't you worry where all the members are at, Dasha. Everyone's going to be here. MJF's a professional." Pride and Powerful come out, and they're like, Chris, we just saw MJF in the trainer's room. Here comes MJF. My ribs are all fucked up. Sammy punched me in the gut, and Chris Jericho's like, Sammy punched you in the gut?
Mm-hmm.
You have broken ribs? And I think now Jericho's wheels are spinning because he trusts and he loves Sammy so much that is MJF faking it or what? I think that's how it's going right now. Not that Jericho is believing MJF. I think Jericho is believing Sammy.
I mean, sure. Then we get to the match, which yet again, it's the fucking Inner Circle facing heels.
Oh, I love the Acclaim though, man.
I know, but why would you not put them in there against jobber baby faces? Why would you, just the simplest thing? But no, you got heels in there doing heel shit. Like in the match, they use the boombox to attack Jericho. So we got heels, mega heels, wrestling little baby heels, and the baby heels are doing heel shit to the big heels. It doesn't make fucking sense.
I'll explain it the best that I can.
They don't know what they're doing?
Tony is an ECW mark. He loved ECW. It was his favorite promotion growing up. Paul did shit like this all the time, where he had like a wild Samoan group where it was Samu from the fucking Head Shrinkers, and then who became Rosie in fucking 3-Minute Warning. And then they would take on a tag team like the Gangsters, who were also heels at the same time. So that's on his end. But the Acclaim, can we talk about fucking Max Caster's rap out to the ring? It was great this week.
Yeah.
And both those guys look like $1 million. Why WWE didn't sign him? I don't know. Other than the fact that they fucking hate tag team wrestling.
I mean, that's an idea, Lloyd. I'd be honest with you. Well, it's better than what they announced. Lloyd says in the chat, he says, well, here's an idea. If he really likes ECW, make every match no DQ, which would make some of the rules make more sense.
Well, there's already no countouts, so.
Well, there's no countouts, but then literally officially announced when AEW Dynamite started, do you remember they were like, and disqualifications will actually be up to the discretion of the referee, which means that you can do whatever you want, and then sometimes it'll count, sometimes it doesn't count.
Just like in ECW when they would have a fucking pro wrestling match versus Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero, they'd go outside the ring, not get counted out, but not do extreme shit.
Yeah, but I mean, ECW they set the precedent that all matches are no DQ, all matches are no count out, while AEW kind of half did it, and it's like, I kind of get Lloyd's point on that. Go one way or the other. But yeah, it's fair enough. But okay, so the match itself, who's gonna fucking win this one. So
but for a minute there, I thought the Acclaim was gonna win. They hit Jericho with the boombox.
Yep.
And I was like, oh shit, that's it. 1, 2, 3, the Acclaim wins. They beat Jericho and MJF. They get a win. Jericho and MJF feud. No. So they hit Jericho, boombox, kicks out after 2. They end up shoving one of the Acclaim off the top rope. I think it was Max Caster to the floor. Hager comes to the other side because now the ref's checking on Caster. Hager pushes fucking Bowen off the top rope. He turns around, eats a Judas effect. 1, 2, 3. The Acclaim should have won this match. I'm right there with everybody. I loved, and back to the rap, I loved how they even referenced MJF on fucking Rosie O'Donnell's show when he was a little kid. When they're like, I should get a chance at your ring unless you just want to be my little sunshine and sing. I was like, oh, shit. And a lot of people were probably like, what does that even fucking mean? But I marked for it because I knew what it meant.
Well, yeah, but I also think that most people probably just thought they were referencing the stupid, terrible sing-along that he did with Jericho.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if you didn't get the reference to him singing My Little Sunshine or whatever he's saying, that you could still kind of infer what you could get something out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, good stuff. But yeah, this match though, like you're right, the Acclaim should have won. It does nothing for them to lose and then this to happen. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Jericho can lose a match and not fucking. It wouldn't matter for Jericho's career. Right?
No, he literally was floating in a bunch of fucking orange juice. So what else can he do?
Yeah.
But yeah, so they go over.
C+ Sammy Guevara.
I'm fine with it. Sammy Guevara comes out, quits. He quits the fucking Inner Circle.
Tells Jericho, I told you if one more thing happened, I was done. I'm done. He fucking leaves. He went out the babyface entrance.
Well, I mean, if he's the one to quit, he's gonna turn babyface, which I don't know how that will go because he's a great heel. Even on the indies, he was always a heel. I've never seen him as a face. It could work. He's got the good looks, he's got that, but I don't know. I've just never seen him play a face, so we'll have to see how it goes.
Okay.
Let's see what old Bleacher Report gave it. B-.
Okay.
Well, next up, what my thoughts on this one were. Layla Hirsch versus Thunder Rosa. I'm glad Thunder won.
Thunder wins.
That's about all I can say.
Thunder wins.
That's all. I'm going to be nice. And
it wasn't Thunder's best match. C+. It's
hard to rest. It's hard to have a great match when you have to bend down 2 feet to touch your opponent.
Once again, right person won. No fucking run-in. I'll leave it at that. C+. And I got to pee real quick. Ugh.
It's Thunder Rosa. I'll give it a C-, and that's being generous. I love Thunder Rosa, but come on. Anyway, next up we have Kenta. It's the main event. It's Kenta and Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley and Lance Archer in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Oh boy. I mean, there's a lot obviously going on here. With Kenta coming in with Kenny, adding the Falls Count Anywhere stipulation to it, as Lloyd said, that would kind of go back to your comment just a minute ago, saying, "Hey, aren't all matches?" So, I mean, I guess they're all no count out, and they all seem like they're no DQs because, as you said right here, the ref never DQs anybody, so they're all DQ matches, and they're all no disqualification matches. They're all no count out matches. Every match goes to the outside. So outside of that, what's the difference in this match? Except that I guess they can, you can pin them in the parking lot. That's about the only difference. But yeah, this just isn't for me. I don't really care. I've never liked Kenta. At all. Never been a Kenta fan. So this just isn't for me. Ryan, what are your thoughts on this one? I didn't get to catch most of it because I don't really care about this. The Kenta thing doesn't excite me. I don't like Kenta. I don't care. It's another main event tag team mix mash hodgepodge bullshit match. But what did you think?
I'm going to sound like the AEW homer here, but I loved it. To me, it felt like a very ECW style fucking tag team match. It reminded me a lot of like Terry Funk and Tommy Dreamer versus fucking Raven and Mick Foley. It gave me a lot of those vibes, especially with the ending where the Good Brothers ran in. That's like the BWO running down and fucking costing Tommy Dreamer and Terry Funk the match. I love the whole potato thing. That's a very fucking insider joke. Where fucking Lance Archer picks up the box of potatoes, fucking nails Kenta with it, and then Kenny comes in, clears out Archer, and then fucking Moxley gets up and fucking hits Kenny with the potato. And JR was like, he potatoed him. It was good stuff. I like how they incorporated the barbed wire bat again. Hit the Good Brothers in the title, both of them. So that's how they were able to absorb all the punishment. I'm just talking out my ass now. Well, I do wish Kenny would have sold a little bit more for Archer with the whole kendo stick spot when they were in the ring before the finish happened. And Kenny picked up the kendo stick, and Archer's like, "Go ahead and hit me." Kenny swings it. Archer catches it. Then he snaps it over his fucking leg. I wish Kenny would have been like, "Oh, fudge." And then he fucking drop kicks him in the fucking knee. Because Archer breaks it over his knee, and then all of a sudden Kenny fucking drop kicks him right away. And it didn't really do anything, right? Archer gets back, flips him. It's going for his fucking finish. Good Brothers come down. To me, it was very ECW-esque. Chaotic Attitude Era finish, almost, if you will. If this was non-pandemic and they were in the crowd wrestling, the crowd would be going nuts as they were going through. I didn't understand Peter Avalon's fucking heart-shaped couch table thing.
That's permanent. They had that there. Apparently, remember when we saw that time? I just saw like blankets and pillows out there on the floor.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's been a permanent fixture since the pandemic started. That's just where he watches the matches from. Which, if you can get a job where they give you a bed and you get paid to sit in bed,
I mean,
a bad job.
If they're making me lay on a table with a pillow, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Actually give me a fucking mattress. Because true story, I was in first grade. We went through this thing called Survive Alive, and you learned how to survive a house fire. And the bed inside of the bedroom was a comforter, pillows, so it looked like an actual bed. My dumbass was like, "Oh, it's a bed." I go running, I jump, and I'm landing back first. Thud. Took the air out of me for like at least 5 minutes. It was a solid like oak fucking table underneath that blanket.
How great would it have been if it was just the shitty, the shitty standard plywood one, and you just fucking
broke through it,
just fucking 3D'd yourself right through it.
Oh, dude, would have been great.
What's up, Ben? Good morning, buddy.
Oh man,
we're coming to a close here right now, Ben. So it won't be too much longer here.
Well, yeah, we're finishing up fucking Dynamite here. I love the car crash style match. It furthered fucking Moxley and Kenta, but it also furthered Moxley and Omega because he was paying more attention to Kenny than he was Kenta. Other than that, I'd give the match a B-. It was good. Okay. I really enjoyed it. What was it, an A-level match? No. But
it was given a B- by Bleacher Report as well.
There we go. Did we touch base on Matt Hardy and Hangman?
We did not. I have absolutely no idea what happened with them. I know they're going to have a match against somebody tonight. I don't remember who it was, though.
So, Matt Hardy and Hangman Page are having an interview with Marvez.
Always glad to hear from you, Ben.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Always, Ben. But they're interviewing with Marvez. Matt's like, "Oh, I rented out a bar for us, just me and you." And Hangman's like, "Are you paying for everything?" And Matt Hardy's like, "Yeah, I'm paying for everything. Don't worry about it. Drinks are on me." And Hangman's like, "Okay, I'll be there." So Matt leaves. He goes to the bar. Hangman goes the opposite direction at first, and he runs into the Dark Order.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Hangman and John Silver, and it's like that awkward boyfriend-girlfriend who just broke up, but they still have feelings for one another moment, right? And Hangman's like, I was just going this way to have some drinks with Matt. And John Silver's like, "Oh, yeah, that's cool. We were just going this way back to our clubhouse." And they're both just like, cool. And they separate. So we're at the bar scene, right?
Wait, what? The fluorescent green fox?
I don't understand that one, Lloyd. Ben, yes, I know. We talked about that at the very top of this episode. It is Juggalo Day, and they do have a new EP out. I know all about it. Talked about it earlier. It's good shit.
Box.
Your guess is as good as mine, Sam.
Are you talking about my new headphones? I'm confused. I don't know.
Anyway, so Hangman Page, Matt Hardy, they're back at this bar. Hangman seems tipsy.
TH2. Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense, Lloyd. I was confused.
But Hangman seems to be a little bit tipsy. Matt Hardy gets shots. Hangman fucking rips it. Hardy turns around, fucking throws it on the ground. Acts like he took the shot. And then Matt Hardy's like, "Look," he's like, "I think I can turn you into a star." He's like, I want you to sign this contract. And he's like, I'll take you to the next level, yada, yada, yada. But he's like, I'm going to need like 30% of your earnings.
Yeah.
And Hangman Page is like, You really think so? Matt Hardy's like, oh, yeah. Here's the contract. All you got, just look it over and sign it. So then Matt Hardy, the old magician trick, right? Focus on me, not on what's happening behind me. So I'm sure a lot of people fucking miss this. So Matt Hardy's like, hey, cameraman, come here. It's like, I have you here because he's going to be pissed in the morning when he signs this. So I have you here for documentation that he signed it willingly. So he gives Hangman Page a contract, says that to the camera, but as Matt Hardy's not looking at Hangman, Hangman throws that contract to the side, pulls another contract out of his fucking denim jacket, signs that, then tells, hey, Matt, I think you still have to sign right here, Matt. Matt's like, oh, yeah, I do. He signs it. He's like, Hangman, I have to be on my way, but, the bar's paid for the rest of the night. Just go ahead and keep drinking all you want. Matt Hardy fucks off thinking that he got one over. And Hangman Page is just like, I think I have another one of these.
All right, we'll see how that goes.
It was great. And then the commentating team did a great job of not mentioning the sleight of hand that fucking Hangman did. I just happened to fucking catch it. It was great.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see if they reference that this week. But that is the end of Dynamite there, bud. Is that all we really got this week?
Well, there was that one Bleacher Report, or no, what culture of the top 10 wrestlers who still work for WWE that you didn't know still work for WWE.
Okay. Let me see if I can pull that up real fast. And then we'll probably do that and call it a night.
Yeah, I thought Lloyd was talking about worst gimmick matches of all time.
We can do that if you want to do that. Let's see this list because this won't be a long list. Obviously, it's not like we're gonna sit here and analyze this.
The first thing on What Culture WWE is 10 times wrestling's opened the forbidden door. It's Tony Khan with Where's Waldo glasses and Vince McMahon looking like, what the fuck am I looking at? Do you see this?
I do. All right. So how far am
I? It should only be a little bit further down. It was earlier this week that I fucking saw this one.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I will fucking Google it real quick. But yeah, no, I saw it earlier this week, and it was a great list. Let me go to Google. I'll send it over to you. 10 wrestlers who still work for WWE.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it, bud.
Wrestlers who still work for WWE that you thought left. His number one is like fucking Drew Gulak.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen him since he played the Gobbledygooker.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm just not seeing this, bud.
Hold on. Show more articles. Oh, Jamie Kennedy's writing for What Culture now?
I mean, is it the actual Jamie Kennedy?
Good for Jamie Kennedy. He knew who the killer was, but nobody listened to him.
10 wrestlers you won't believe are still employed by WWE. All right, I got it.
Yes.
All right, so we're doing this list. We're going to go through here because this will be kind of fun. All right, 10 wrestlers you can't believe are still having a job at WWE. Number 10, as we said, Drew Gulak. I haven't seen him on TV, I don't think, since he played the Gobbledygooker, and that was as the Gobbledygooker. So, yeah, I mean, but I knew he had a job, so that one didn't surprise me. But I think they're using him more as a trainer now than anything.
Yeah.
Number 9 is Humberto Carrillo. Yeah, he had a little bit of a push there. And where the fuck has he been? I actually kind of forgot he existed.
Right? It's like after Cien Almas was gone, they stopped caring about him.
Yeah. Number 8, I can't believe they still have a job. I am fucking shocked by this. It's a twofer. It's Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke. Why? Why do they have jobs? I don't understand it.
Maria Shavir, we just saw in the women's Dusty Classic.
Yeah, she teamed with someone who wasn't Jessamine Duke, which made no sense because that's her tag team partner.
No fucking sense, but yeah.
Why either of these two have a job? I mean, Marina's married to Roddy Strong, so maybe it's a courtesy hire. Jessamine Duke, they brought him in because they were all friends with Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey doesn't even fucking work for the company anymore, so what the fuck are they still doing here? Last I heard, Jessamine Duke isn't even wrestling anymore. She's working in WWE's like YouTube division or like social media division because I guess she has supposedly a pretty successful like streaming career. That's the last I heard is that she's working in that division. Like I guess because they're trying to monetize that and build their own version of that. She's working in that, so that kind of makes sense. But like, why do they have wrestling contracts?
Yeah. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. All right. Lloyd says Gulak handed Sheamus his bag last week. Well, then good for him. Number 7 is Wesley Blake. I mean,
after the whole Messiah.
Yep. And then he was Corbin's
daughter.
He was Corbin's bodyguard for a minute with Steve Cutler, and they fired Cutler. So I don't really know what he's doing. To me, he hasn't done anything really since being in Blake and Murphy.
That was banging Ray's daughter.
Yeah, banging Ray's daughter. Sure, you got that.
Okay, has that going for him?
I just feel like the only thing he ever really did in his whole career that was worth anything was his NXT run with Blake and Murphy and Alexa. That was really about it. And clearly, Buddy has gone on to better things. Alexa's a fucking legit superstar now, and he is not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lloyd says they can team Blake back up with Murphy and add them to the shitty tag division. Yeah, but I think they like Murphy. He's obviously getting more attention than his old tag team partner.
Yeah.
Number 6, Arya Davari. Well, somebody's got to be on 205, right?
Yeah, I mean, Sabu has to borrow somebody's pants.
I mean, I like Arya Davari. I think he's talented.
Yeah. Super nice guy.
Yeah, you said he was super nice. He's a great heel, but he's 148 pounds. He's 5'5". He's gonna never make it on the main roster. The only reason he probably still has a job is that for some reason 205 Live is still a thing. Yet I don't know anybody who watches it.
And they need a good hand. What's gonna be funny is the next person.
All right, so let's see the next person. Lloyd says they haven't done anything with Murphy, though. He just did the angle with Mysterio.
Ray's daughter, yeah.
It was a huge angle.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Really big angle.
It was a huge angle. He was like a key part of it. You complained about it forever. We did, or wrestling fans complained that, he was too old and blah, blah, blah. Although, no, you didn't complain. I'm sorry. You were on the side of it's a fucking show. Calm your fucking tits. Like, yeah, no, he was in a huge angle. Number 5, Tony Nese.
Do you know why this is funny?
Well, he was on NXT like 3 weeks ago, I think. And that was the first time I think I saw him in like over a year. But why? Why is it funny?
So when I met Ari Davari,
he was with Tony Nese, right?
Tony Nese.
Hey, the jobbers hang out together, buddy.
They're best. They're the best of friends. Two of the nicest guys fucking ever, though.
They're literally in the picture together too, by the way.
Oh yeah. Which makes this fucking list even funnier. I love both those guys. Tony Nese more so. He had a mania moment, not last year, but the year before. But it was on the fucking like pre-show, which I feel bad. Because he was actually having good matches.
He was on NXT a couple weeks ago. He just did the job though. Tony's pretty good. He's got a good physique. Again, problem is that he's like 5'7". So like he's not gonna fit in on the main roster, and the only place for him really is 205.
Yep.
So number 4, Mansoor.
I
I don't know how to say this without sounding weird.
Do you want to read the first line, or do you want me to read it?
You read it.
Mansoor's career is dying a death without WWE's Saudi specials.
I was literally going to say, I'm like,
truth.
There's one time a year he gets used once a year.
Survivor Series. It's a one time of year.
Yeah, Mansoor is a wrestler that they use when they wrestle in the Middle East, and outside of that, that's it. He's not used anywhere.
Hey,
he's not on.
Pay me, right?
He's not on. I mean, he's not even on Pin Me, Pay Me. He's not even. He's on Show Up Once a Year, Pay Me. He's not doing the job anywhere else. He's not on NXT. He's not on NXT UK.
His last match was 205 Live, December 30th versus Jake Atlas.
Yeah, so hasn't had a match in months. Like why? And I don't understand it either. If you're going to be breaking into the Middle Eastern market, maybe you should have been building Mansoor if you want to use him like that. Not saying put the fucking title on him, but just put him on TV. Like that way, when the Indian version of NXT takes off, you already have a babyface. But whatever. Number 3, been trying to figure this one out for years. Why this motherfucker has a job? Tino Sabatelli. What the fuck? Like the fact that this guy has a job still is annoying to me. That he can make that much money with the least amount of talent possible.
Isn't he dating one of the female wrestlers?
He was formerly dating Mandy Rose. I don't know if he still is. I don't think he is anymore.
Yeah, because he did, and even the report says he did a few shots for AEW, and then he was fired because Jericho even hinted at it that he was a mole, going back to WWE saying what they were going to do or who they were planning on bringing up.
Wait, according to this is Wikipedia. According to Wikipedia, she's still dating him.
Muscles, man. Muscles in a former NFL contract, I guess.
I mean, sure. This guy, he's not good in the ring. He's injury prone as fuck. The only time they ever really tried to give him a rub was when he was doing that tag team where they drove around like a Mercedes.
And guess who number 2 is?
Let's see who number 2 is.
Former tag team partner.
Riddick Moss. Here we go. I haven't seen or thought of Riddick Moss in over a year, I would say at least. I
remember he beat Ricochet on a Monday Night Raw clean. There's no interference, no nothing. He just beat him clean. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and I remember Riddick they kind of thought was going to be something when NXT first kind of invaded the Royal Rumble, they got 4 or 5 guys in the Rumble.
Yeah.
And he was one of them. So you're it was Adam Cole, Andrade Cien Almas, Riddick Moss. Which one of these is not like the other?
Yeah, go figure, right?
Yeah. And then number 1, which this one is stupid. This is a dumb one, but Titus O'Neil. It's well known. Titus is in charge of their charity division, basically.
He's an ambassador.
Yeah, he's the face of their charity division. So this is a stupid one. It's obvious. He may not be on TV, but he is still all over their social media. He's used in other ways right now. Probably will never be used as a wrestler ever again unless he wants to fucking make some money in Saudi Arabia and fly on the ring.
Yes.
So,
Dude,
that was
I was all behind Slater Gator, man. When it
Slater Gator?
When it was Titus O'Neil and Heath Slater in Chicago, and they were a hodgepodge tag team, and the whole entire Allstate Arena was just chanting Slater Gator because Titus O'Neil went to the University of Florida.
Yep. When Moss had that 24/7 title run, it seemed like they were trying to push him, and the title was being taken seriously. That didn't last long. That title went to joking fart jokes.
It went back to R-Truth for the 90th time.
Yeah. Anyway, so that is the end of that, and then we're going to end it with a quick top 5 worst gimmick matches. Lloyd, if you're in the chat still, I think you are. We're not going to do over the phone on this one because we're going to wrap it up here pretty quick. We'll just have you do your picks in the chat as well. But yeah, we're going to just name some of our least favorite gimmick matches of all time. Ryan, you want to kick it off?
Top 5 worst gimmick matches of all time. Does this go outside of WWE?
Oh yeah.
Then I'll just go for a whole entire pay-per-view. Lethal Lockdown.
Hey, what's better than one cage match?
Fucking 10 of them.
All of them.
Hear me out. Now WWE does it with fucking Hell in the Cell and goddamn Elimination Chamber, where they have fucking 14 of them.
All right, then I'll take. What was I going to take? Oh, I mean, it's a specific one because we said we could take either types of matches or specific ones. This, I think, has only been done one time, so I'm taking the Kennel from Hell match. It's got everything to make it great and awful.
Such a good match. To fucking
you get a Hell in a Cell with 2 low-end jobbers, a bunch of dogs that aren't scary and actually are literally pissing and shitting and humping each other on camera. It's fucking good shit. I mean, it's shit, but it's good shit. Yeah. Dog Kennel from Hell match will be on my list.
Yeah. My number 4, I hated blindfold matches.
Lloyd, do you want to jump in on here and throw one of yours out there, buddy? Ryan might have just gave his next pick away, but
I did, unless Lloyd was taking it for his number 5, which I'll graciously pick something else.
He's taking the first 49ers match. I don't remember that. What the hell was that?
It was in TNA.
Lloyd, give us a quick description of that. While we're doing that, we're going to move on to another pick here. But yeah, because I obviously through the name, I have no idea what that is. It sounds familiar. I think I've written a trivia question about it before, but I have absolutely no idea what the fuck it was about because it's the stupidest name ever. Because I know it has nothing to do with anything. I will take in this one. What the hell was that? I'm going to take the blacktop match.
Oh no, that match was great. Are you talking about Blacktop Bully versus fucking Dustin Rhodes
on a moving truck with hay?
Oh, dude, that was so awesome, though, dude.
It wasn't awesome. It was the dumbest shit ever.
How dangerous was that match?
It was stupid as fuck. It was 2 grown men throwing hay at each other.
Oh, it was fucking great.
And then it got them both fired.
Yeah, because they got blood and they weren't supposed to. And it was on a pay-per-view called Uncensored.
Yep.
Okay.
So even stupider for that reason.
No fucking sense. I love the fucking blacktop match.
Your pick there?
I hated blindfolded matches when I was growing up. Jake the Snake versus the fucking model. He blinded Jake with the fucking ode to fragrance or whatever the fuck he used to call his perfume or cologne. Arrogance. used to call it arrogance.
Yep.
So playing them with arrogance, and yeah, I just never got it because you don't know where you're going, you don't know who you're touching, and then once you do, why are you letting go of that person? And Jake's finish was just a fucking DDT. As soon as you grab somebody, blindfolded, boom, DDT, 1, 2, 3, match is over. So yeah, I hated blindfold matches when I was growing up.
It is a stupid match. Yes, okay, Lloyd, that is the match I assumed it was. It was the one with the 4 boxes, one of which had a title, and the rest all had a bunch of stupid shit in them that didn't make any fucking sense. That's right. Ryan, I realize I skipped you there. So, Lloyd, it's your pick again, actually, buddy. So take your pick now here, and then it'll go to Ryan, and then to me, and then to you. Luckily, me and Ryan weren't taking each other's there because apparently he loved the blacktop match.
Oh, dude, I did. That match was great.
Let's see what Lloyd's got here in his arsenal of picks. I hope it's not mine.
I hope it's not mine either.
Because mine's a big one. So, Lloyd's going with the reverse battle royal of TNA. So yeah, that was is that where you had to throw the person in the ring?
So are you just picking all TNA matches?
I mean, there's the bad ones. I believe again, I'm pretty sure that is that the one where you had to throw them in the ring, which was insane. But while Lloyd gives a brief rundown of that one, Ryan, it's your pick.
I'm taking the Cole Myers glove match.
Oh, terrible.
Jake Snake Roberts versus Sting. Jake Snake Roberts was from Stone Mountain, Georgia, which I guess is a coal producing area in Georgia. It was just really fucking dumb.
All right, I'm gonna take a big one off the board, boys. Anything on a pole.
Okay.
Anything on a pole. You all know why. It's stupid. It went out of control with things that starting with things that kind of made sense, like a contract on a pole, bag of money on a pole. Then it ended with Buff Bagwell's mom on a pole or a forklift. Viagra on a pole because Billy Kidman couldn't get his dick hard. It just went insane. So anything on a pole. That was when you had to throw them in the ring. That's what I thought. So then, Lloyd, that would be to you again for your pick because Ryan just went. I just went. So number 4. No.
3. Number 3.
Yeah, it'll be his 3. Then we'll go to your 4. Let's see what Lloyd's got here. All right, Lloyd. Waiting on you, buddy. Dog food match. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Is
a good match.
Is it even a match, though?
Are you talking about British Bulldog versus The Rock? Are you talking about Roman Reigns versus King Corbin?
Okay, that's good because I assumed I went right to Rock versus Bulldog, but that technically wasn't a match.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a good pick because it's fucking dumb. So, but yeah,
because the stipulation wasn't you had to eat fucking dog food or anything. You just got rock bottomed into a pile of Alpo wet dog food.
Bulldog versus Shamrock. I don't remember that one, bud. I'll have to look that one up.
Shamrock was passed out, and Owen and Bulldog shoved his face into the bowl of food. Shamrock never ate it, but he got his face mashed into it.
Okay, fair enough. Ryan, you're number 4.
I hated the Kiss My Foot match.
Really?
Brett and Jerry the King Lawler.
Really? Because a lot of people love that match.
I
believe it's included on Bret Hart's best matches. Legitimately.
Well, the overall match was good, but post match is you put the person's foot in your mouth I mean, JR probably loved it because we talked earlier about foot fetishes, but the whole thing was these guys were putting their foot in like cow shit and fucking mouse shit and dog food, and they weren't washing like one of their feet, right? And that was going to be the foot that they made the other one kiss. And I was just like, no,
I mean,
thank you.
it's silly, but like, I really am surprised you picked that because I mean, I am like almost 100% certain that is like listed on like Brett's like best moments in DVD, like on his like best stuff DVD. Because like,
Did Brett pick that or did WWE pick that?
I mean, I don't know. I think Brett actually enjoyed that shit. So I thought I've never heard him say bad things about it.
Well, Brett's the one that didn't have to kiss a foot there. So,
I mean, yeah, he won. So
yeah.
and he got to work with a legend who I'm sure Brett respected, Jerry Lawler. So
Yeah, which at the time, I mean, Yoko's fucking beating Hulk for no reason. Why not be in the second story, not for a title?
fair enough. Fair enough. All right. My next up match would be an Inferno match. They're stupid. They there's never been a good one. They never live up to the potential. I remember being so disappointed for my first one, the only one that ever got me excited, which was Taker versus Kane, and then Kane's elbow got lit on fire for 4 seconds.
He had like the flame retarded jelly on his arm too at the time.
Yeah, it's just really stupid. And then to cap it all off, the only time I've ever actually seen one, was the last year where the guy actually was like covered in flames, which was I got to see Bray lit on fire, and then he got hit with a RKO while he was on fire. All cool. That was super cool. And then he literally got burned to death. So, I finally got to see what I wanted. And then they're like, "Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, asshole."
You ain't
So,
seen nothing
yeah.
yet. You ain't seen nothing yet.
So I'm going to say Inferno matches are my number 4. Lloyd, if you're still in the chat, buddy, what is your number 4 least favorite type?
4, not 5th?
That was my 4th, so that was your 4th.
Okay. I'm going to go pee real quick.
Okay. Scaffold match. Yeah, that's a bad one. There's no good way to have one. The best ones would have been the Midnight Express matches, but even those are not good. There's no good way to have one. It's a stupid concept. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think if you want to see the best scaffold matches, you got to watch Midnight Express. You're probably still not going to like it because it's terrible. And if you want to see someone attempted murder legitimately, you could watch New Jack versus Vic Grimes. So there's that. It's a bad fucking concept. Anyway, but yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. I'm gonna take the 5 spot here because Ryan's gone. My 5 for just capture the flag one was really stupid. Yeah, it's pretty damn dumb.
Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Bam, bam.
All right.
I have that song stuck in my head now, Sam.
Ryan, scaffold match was taken by
Lloyd.
No! So what is your number 5, your final pick?
That was my number 5.
Well, it's off the board, but
I just went over this. That's how Cornette blocked me.
Well, too bad it's not your pick, buddy. It's already been taken. All right, if you want, I'll go next.
Yeah, go next. I'm not because scaffold match was legit my number 1.
First blood match.
Number 5.
First blood matches are stupid. Like, it's, to me, I always thought it was dumb. Like, it's a fight. I mean, you could get a bloody nose and the match would be over. And like every fight should have the potential to have blood in it. It's a fight. Why wouldn't there be the potential of blood in every match? Well, no, in this match, you're guaranteed to get blood. Okay, because you're doing things that are different? Not really. So I always just thought that first blood matches kind of made the regular wrestling looked stupid because, oh, well, you're not going to get blood in this match, but you'll get blood in this match. Well, what why? And also, like, what constitutes as, like, like first blood? Like I said, what if someone accidentally gets potatoed and they have a bloody lip? First blood? I don't know. It was a stupid fucking concept. I haven't seen it in a long time, and I'm glad I haven't. Ryan.
Oh. All right. Off the top of my head, because scaffold match wasn't going to be my number one because they're the fucking stupidest matches of all time. Tooth and nail match.
Oh, yes, it is a bad one. One of the worst.
The match in Britt Baker's fucking kayfabe dental office. That match was fucking horrible.
Oh, it's her actual dental office, if I'm correct.
Was it?
If I'm correct, that is her practicing dental office.
Well, Jesus Christ, non-kayfabe dental office. It was fucking horrible. But yeah, no, scaffold matches would have been my number one because half the time guys were afraid to be up there. There was one match with fucking PN News. PN News was like 450 pounds.
Yeah, when you were gone, I was like, I mean, at their best, I'm like, the best scaffold match probably would be like the ones with like the Midnight Express and Road Warriors, but even those were bad.
Cornette broke his legs and created fucking deathmatch wrestling.
You're the only idiot who says that. No, but that's the best example. And then I said, like, at the worst example, you could see a literal attempted murder when New Jack literally tried to kill Vic Grimes during one.
Yeah. I think the best one that was ever done was Tommy Dreamer and Brian Lee.
Here's like
fucking Brian Lee goes through like fucking 10 tables.
Now, just for fun, because I wanted to include this, but I didn't really know how to include it because it's not technically a
I didn't think anybody else was going to take the scaffold match.
A stipulation. Any of that deathmatch garbage bullshit where they build like 17 tubes of light and fucking, on top of a trampoline body with barbed wire in it. Like, fuck all that. Like, that's the worst shit. That's the worst shit. But there's no match.
It's called a web of death.
It's called fucking dumb. That's it. It's called fucking dumb, and you deserve what you get when you're in one of those matches. Don't start a GoFundMe. Oh no, go! I hurt myself. I can't imagine I was going to do it.
Are you trying to be Paramore right now?
Why?
You get what you get. I don't know the lyrics.
That's totally fine by me, but
I'm gonna look it up. It was in Rock Band 3. I miss my Rock Band equipment, man.
Yeah, I know what you get when you let your heart win.
Oh, okay.
You think I don't know Paramore? Come on. Yes, like what Moxley and Omega.
Lloyd took scaffold matches from me. I had a long rant about Cornette and how dumb he is. Well, that did end up giving me the fucking tooth and nail match.
That is true. That's one of the worst ones ever. Lloyd, you want to round us out here and take your final one?
How did we not bring up the fucking cabin match between Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt? The Firefly Funhouse match that they fucking had.
Yay, dude.
At this point, horrible.
You could just take Bray Wyatt's career as a fucking pick, The
Seaman match at fucking WrestleMania 33.
You could have the Seaman match. You could have the Swamp match. You could have him and John Cena jerking each other off at WrestleMania. You could have, another TNA match, Queen of the Cage. Queen of the Cage. I do not know what that one is, Lloyd. Lloyd, you watch a lot of TNA, buddy.
Yeah. TNA pre 2011. I didn't watch really.
I'm looking up Queen
I've
of the
gone
Cage.
back and watched like Samoa Joe shit, but
Let's see what Queen of the Cage is. It was at Lockdown 2008.
yeah, was not
And
TNA.
oh boy. Well, just looking at the lovely ladies in this match, besides Miss Jackie and Miss Brooks. Oh wait, no, Daphne. Wait, what is happening? Lloyd, is this a fucking cage match, but it's also a lumberjack match? What am I looking at here? Like, I don't know what this is.
Wonder
Knockouts
what
surround,
else we forgot.
wait,
And I'm
knockouts surround the ring and fought the first to climb in the cage. Oh, wow. That's fucking terrible. That's real stupid.
we forgot the Punjabi prison match.
There was, I will argue that
There was multiple of those too.
3, I think.
I was surprised gauntlet matches didn't make your fucking top 5.
Oh, I mean, I hate it. And honestly, if I had thought about it, it would have been on there. But you know, at the same time, I would have also put anything with more than fucking 6 people in the ring on there as well.
Oh, why did I not think of the fucking Punjabi prison? That man, those matches suck so bad.
Punjabi was basically Kennel from Hell. Well, there's a lot. There's a structure and timing and attempts to get out. I don't remember. It was all crazy. It's terrible. But that is going to be the end of the Below the Belt Wrestling Show this week. Thank you guys for checking us out. We'll be back next week. We don't know if it'll be in person or virtual. We'll keep you updated on that. But thanks for checking us out, and see you later, boys.
And for all you motherfuckers out there, audibletrial.com/below the belt wrestling show. Go get a fucking free book, you cocksuckers.
I'm
Not
just
only
gonna take
will it educate you, it helps the goddamn show. We're like PBS over here, okay? We're doing this out of the fucking good gracious of our hearts.
You're looking at the camera like you're cutting a promo.
Because I am, damn it. Still
All right. Well, on that threatening note, we'll see you next week. Later, guys.
Later.